Web3, Aptos, and movements that's also just coming up now. So it's interesting to know that we also have move developers here. I don't know. It's like as if we have quite a high number of developers here with us today. So that's always good to hear because a lot of time, with a lot of our partners, like people want to train developers, people want to. There are a lot of our partners. They want to offer training programs for people. So it's about how ready you are, how willing you are, how interested. They're always looking for how to train developers and all of that. Boot camps, all of these things are always available. So it's for you to. That's why we're trying to get to know you, to know what you're about, so that when people come and meet us, that oh, we're looking for so and so, we can see that okay, we actually have these people. We have these people on record. They can, you can have them with you for people to train. They're looking for people to come to their events, all of that kind of stuff. So you are doing yourself a favor by the time you introduce yourself and you let us know what you're about, so that when opportunities are able to arise, we can see that okay, oh, I met so and so at this event. He's a writer, he's a storyteller, he's a move developer, and we can be able to connect you. What do you think? Let's ask. Let's ask. In the spirit of decentralization and permissionless nature of Web3, she's suggesting a game. Me, I have my own game that I want to offer for us to do. So we don't now know which one we should, which one we should go first. Because the game she's suggesting sounds too. Oh yeah, yeah. Suggest. Yeah, I will suggest my own. I believe they will pick me. I believe they will pick my game. I believe they will pick my game.
My game is we have two people out here, and then each person, you give two lies and one truth, and then the other person guesses which one is true. Which one is the truth?
Simple. I'm sure most people don't even understand what she's even talking about yet. My own game is very simple. You just come out. It's like a, let's call it Web3. What do we call it? Web3 speed. Web3. How do we describe this now? Like Web3 speed game. I don't know how to put it. No worry, copyright. I don't want to give you the name yet. It's still at the patent office. We're still working on it. I don't want to steal my idea. But it's just going to be very simple. You can know that is related. That starts to say, I say Z. You put any Web3 word that you know that starts with Z. Does anybody know any Web3 word that starts with Z? Aha, I've already seen some of these boys. I knew somebody who mentioned TK Sync. So who wants to start? 5. Let's start with 5 people. Can do a speed version. Speed version. Any Web3 word. You can use coin itself. All of you, all your degens. No, but not. Pop died now. The first thing you press to look for CX, go and look for CA. Pop cards.
Who wants to play my game? I'm a woman.
I don't understand. Option 2, who is with me? Who is with me? Active.
Okay.
What's option 2? You are listening.
You can just.
Listening. It's very simple, yeah? So I'll just mention any letter. So you just mention any Web3 word that you know that starts with that letter, right? So I mentioned S Solana, right? I mentioned S Say. I mentioned ZK Sync. I'm already giving updates. This is alpha. I'm already dropping alpha now. This one says, you see all these gens, you can already hear me. Let me not repeat what he said now. What did he say? I heard you. You repeated it again. Okay, so who's starting? Let's take first 5 people, or how many people should we start? Okay, yeah, 1. Okay, can just come. Let's do it. 5 people. 5 people. It's up. Oh yeah, you. Yeah, come. Stop. 5. Yeah. Oh yeah.
2.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Enter.
3.
Let's do gender. Let's do gender balance. We don't want them to.
Okay,
Your sister, oh yeah, please, oh yeah, come. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Active. Just
my sister. My sister is a writer.
yeah. So I don't understand.
Come out. Don't worry, just come out. You'll be fine.
Don't know your host is a twin. They're always doing funny things, interesting things together. Oh yeah, enter. She doesn't have faith in you. Me, I believe in you. How should we even do it? Because by like mention, okay. So I can just mention was anybody that gets it first.
True, sure. Sit down on this phone. Let me stay here. So
Any Web3 related word. You don't know anything. All the content she has been making, you don't need to watch it. See us. She says, our own sister says she doesn't know any Web3 related word. Meanwhile, this one is a content creator. So she doesn't watch your videos. So yeah, you can just be. I think when I just called you, was anybody that just like anybody that is Okay. So what should we start with? Or what letter? What letter should we start with?
It's very hard.
No, just whoever wants to answer it first.
You know what?
M. Put context. If it's a very general word, put context.
Like
I know what it is, but just so they can.
Mango is like a project that had their testments.
Yeah.
As
Active.
Equitable, so
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
like teaching you.
They play dusts. Okay. Yeah. Let's have L.
It's
Is it not use as a? First. Okay. B. How would we have been? Ideally, it could be two ways. We could have done it in like teams, you get. It could have been like, okay, maybe teams of 2 people or however many people. Or it could do is that would just be like leaderboard. Or like we're going to do Kahoot later, we can also add that to Kahoot because Kahoot that's where everybody can easily participate. We'll still do Kahoot. Or how should we do it? How should we do it like Okay, the person should start at Okay. This man is he has given idea. He said we should put each person on spotlight. One person should collect mic. We should finish the person. If the person doesn't get it out, so yeah, start. Let's start. Yeah. So this man has given you guidelines, in Web3 we like to say that we're decentralized but permissionless. So I didn't come up with the rules. You can know this man. If you don't like what happens, is the one that came up with the idea. You can hold him. So he has said that we should just do it like this. I will be throwing the letters to you. So we would see your score. Okay. So they've come to my meeting that if you've not yet registered, you should please do that, right? So you should please do that. So it's important. So yeah, thank you. So yeah, we'll just take notice of how many letters you got right. Yeah. So that's what we'll be able to know. No, but we'll take notice so we can see, leaderboard. Sure. Prize. What prize? What's the prize? 3 Solana. Who is sponsoring? Rockstar. They said they did that. Okay. Okay, yeah. So let's start. Give you a. You know, yeah. So let's start with you. So we'll start with F. Why you not talk? Why you not talk? 5 seconds is too much, self. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. 3 is okay. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Okay, 3 seconds. Okay, let's start again. We start with 5 or 3. Decide. Okay, 5. Let's see hands up. 3 seconds. Okay. So they want to take pity on them. They want to give them 5. But 5 sounds too much to me. I can't lie. I believe in 3 seconds. Let's go. Oh yeah. Speed. Speed. Okay, let's start with D.
Yes, one.
E.
D layer.
B.
Boomer.
What's Boomer? What's Boomer? I said we should take only popular, very popular meme coins that everybody will know. You can put like pop cards and all those ones, fat coin. Okay, let's continue. So very rapid. Let's start again. A. This man, you know, it's the type of person that usually does like 20 wallets to do projects. Okay, C. This man is out. Yeah, thank you. Clap for him. Let's see the game. Don't clap for him. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. G.
DeFi.
E.
Ecosystem.
B.
Blockchain.
W.
Human DeFi.
Z. Z.
Z.
Z.
ZKZ.
E. I put it for H. Okay, you got like four. You have humanity. No, you know the wrong testnet. Humanity.
Please let's appreciate him. Yeah, okay.
Good job. Okay. Let's start with P.
Protocol.
X.
Zion.
Just give him myself. I didn't know the answer, so it's fine. Let's leave him that one. That X go for go. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's do this one. So you face off again. Don't worry, you face off again. Let's give him. Okay. I thought you were even trying to get him out. Okay. So let's start again. H. See. You don't remember Hyperliquid. W. S. Man is wearing say. He's not remembering S. Oh yeah. No job. Okay. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, J. Was that not clear? J. Jupiter, Jito, Jit.
Okay, so I think the way that you love yours.
Okay, let's do face off, two of you. Yeah, let's do face off. Two of you. Face off. Yeah.
4 is on 2 for okay.
Let's do. Should we do a final round, or we should just declare the winner? Yeah. Just give them the mic. So once you do it like a very speed round something, so you just be passing the mic between each other. Whoever gets it first. Best of 5. Best of 5. Who gets it first? And no, as it should hold it. So whoever gets this question, whoever like is ready first. Immediately you collect it. Just talk. Don't. Let me think of some letters. Which letters can I put that would go far gone? I'm getting some suggestions. Alphabets. They are giving me some interesting ones. Okay, N. 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 Okay. You don't remember not coin. Okay, so one to him. Okay, let's go again. Let's go again. T.
Take up the ball.
Okay. 1-1. H.
Humanity protocol.
You just collected.
Okay. There's.
Who collect this mic?
No. 1-1. Let's go back to 1-1.
Okay, just 8,000.
Okay. B. They've given him. Okay. They seem to say it's him. So 2-1. Oh yeah. F.
Wait, one second. What do you want to say? He's giving Calvin PD.
Okay. F. Okay. you don't. 2-2. Okay. Let me see. R. Okay. Let me see. I think of one rubbish protocol. Think of one protocol we don't do dust. I'm not supposed to forget. Okay. You dey look our kini. Okay, let's even make it more difficult now. Think of testnets or protocols that have come around the last 1 year. Don't think of all these things. You should be able to remember all these things now. Protocols that have gone dust, coins that have gone to zero, things that you've been. Four to okay.
Let's just make it 10. So we have 6 meant for
Come around.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Let's even do it very simple. We'll make it blockchains. Let's see. Are we not always talking about there like 2,000 L2s in this life? Eh?
So that's
Oh yeah. S.
okay.
S. No CS do.
Okay.
M. Shemago na blockchain. Is it a chain they actually do? No Allah.
One more.
Just one ridiculous
You already
blockchain.
have a winner.
One ridiculous blockchain. I think of one blockchain we don't even do well at all. We just see them of these guys. Everybody's a bit on. No need put it on. Everybody's a bit on. Should I be Pavadro? I'm going to the name of their guy self.
Last question.
Should we put everything is sounding too simple. I think there are a lot of blockchains with S. There's like Sol, there's Sui, there's Starknet. There are too many of them. Which one can I put? E. It's not that everybody should have got
But
it.
it's still the winner in 6.
Okay. Thank you for playing.
Let's appreciate
We'll still do more Web3 trivia. We'll do more Web3 trivia. We'll look for how to make it more difficult. You guys are idols. Now we declare price.
your $20 now. Where's the $20? Okay.
So yeah, again, welcome. In case you are just coming in, I can see a lot of people are still lining up. They are still signed in. They are just coming in, right? So if you've not checked in, you can still do that, right? So you can also make a post about the event, right? You can make a post. You are here. You can just take a picture of the banner if you don't want to docs. If you feel like taking your own picture too, that one too is not bad. It's not bad. So you can tag Web3 in lag. my content lead is still coming up with something. Okay, my content lead is still coming up with something. She wants to do a little bit of a content contest, right? To do a little bit of launch for some people, right? For people that, I don't know,
Or
maybe
you can be
engagements,
ahead, you
or
can post and tag
can start making your own content from now. So there's going to be a little bit of something for that as well. So yeah. So Web3 for good, that's the theme of this event. We have our speakers trooping in, we have everything coming in. But like I've said many times since we started this event, we wanted it to be a lot more networking, a lot less talking. We want you to talk amongst yourselves, broaden your own Web3 knowledge among yourselves, meet each other, meet this idolo, meet this idolo, let them know, let them give you updates, what is happening, where can you tap in, all of that. So we wanted it to be much more like that, right? So you get to meet each other, get to collect your exam rules. If you are in lag, you have not yet joined Web3 in lag, you are very wrong. I don't even know. Can there be anybody like that?
Okay. I think you can take note and then
Can they attend Web3 in lag events and they are not in Web3 in lag? And they are in this in lag with us? I don't think it's true.
publicity now. Some people just sell it and oh, okay, let me read it.
You saw the advert on Luma. Okay.
I sent some to my people from so
Eh?
what's the provision about them?
Yeah, no, definitely. Not everybody's in lag. That's why I started it. If you're in lag, definitely. Right. Okay. So, provision to add them. So yeah, you should just follow us. Follow us on Twitter. You follow us on Twitter first, and then again, you should go back to the registration booth. They can put you through, send you the form and all of that, right? So if you are in lag, you should definitely join Web3 in lag. A lot of training programs and all of that we want to get started soon, right? So that's why we're trying to know what you are interested in. Are you a developer? Are you a designer? Are you a writer? What exactly are you trying to do in the space, right? So we can know.
Yes, you can find your ground.
That's the whole idea. That's why you come for these events. That's why you join groups so you can see what the space is about and know where to slot yourself in. Yeah. So that's what it's all about. Like we always say, anything you are doing, anything you want to do, you can always find a space for yourself in in the Web3 space, right? So it's just for you to have that basic understanding. To have a basic understanding, you find out that a lot of people self they are just in this space. They've just been doing their drop. They don't even know. They don't. I can see some people are getting triggered. Some people are getting triggered. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't do that anymore. Like I met this DJ recently self. That guy, he doesn't even know. He's not even concerned with anything, blockchain, anything. Okay, so we have the president of Web3 in lag. He's ready to come and give us a little bit of welcome address.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Like, Jimmy, we office GM. Sorry. GM, everyone. And, yeah, I don't know. You guys are kind of like chilling. This AC, this venue too nice for you guys to like, you guys should be active. GM, like, thank you. Come on. Yeah, GM guys. And, I want to like thank everyone for being here, and thank you very much for coming today. I know we are not yet filled. You guys are actually like Unilag students, latecomers. That's normal stuff. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for coming earlier. I know some people came a lot earlier than expected, and we started later than expected. So I want to send my apologies for that. And can you guys hear me? You can hear me? All right. And I apologize for like starting late. And of course, we're still waiting for some of our speakers and the rest. But I think we are good to go. So today's event, Web3 for Good, Unlocking Blockchain for Impact, has been made possible by our three sponsors. Two sponsors, Web3 Nilag, of course, and Stellar Blockchain, which their representatives are still yet to be here, but they are coming, and Octant. So Octant is our major partner for the event, and they're the one that prompted us to like have this event and also have the team. And I don't know, you guys have been, how many people are Web3 NILAG community members here? Like, just wave your hands if you are Web3 NILAG community members. Wave your hands if you are Web3 NILAG community members. Yeah. Just few. Like, wave your hands if you are Web3 NILAG community members. How many people did WhatsApp GC? How many? Wow. So we actually reached the old new. Our community members did not even come. Nah, that's stubborn. That's disappointing. Yeah. They are still coming, I think, because my community cannot feel me like that. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm sure if you have like been following Web3 NILAG, you've been seeing Octant on our pages. We had like a series of videos for Octants. We've spoken about them. We have a blog and all of that. And you've been wondering, okay, like, what is Octant? What do you think Octant is and all of that stuff? Why is the team Web3 for good? And like, what is this good that Web3 is doing? I'm sure most of us, we just know P&Ls, profit and like our loss screenshots that we usually use on Twitter. You just see guys, okay, post houses and cars and all of that. Like profits, Web3 is profit oriented. Like, if you know trade, if you are not doing airdrops, like, so I just want us to like have an understanding of what this event is today. Previously, we've had like various onboarding sessions, various onboarding events. We had DND, we had BIU. How many people were here for BIU? All right, so it seems we are dealing with an entirely new audience. And yeah, so we've had onboarding events, we've had DND, we've tried to like explain what Web3 is across various expertise and like sections basically. And we've had our BIU completely true and new to the Web3 space. If you attended BIU, you would have like been like, you've not been into Web3 now. So what today's event is another section of the blockchain and the use case of the blockchain. Blockchain is not only for finance. Blockchain is not only for NFTs. Blockchain is not only for tokens. Blockchain means decentralization in its true sense. Blockchain means transparency. And what's better way for us to like give out to the people and like to be able to vet our like charities, our public goods that we've tried to fund? What better way than a transparent technology? So the blockchain is very vital, at least from what we've been saying in public goods. And I'm sure, like, does anyone know the meaning of goods? If you know the meaning of public goods, like, just wave and I'll give you the mic. Just, what do you think public goods is? Like, who has an idea of what public good is? Yeah, public good is public goods, but like, what's like, just explain, just give me one word, like, for public good. All right, so like, I'm sure like the name implies, public good is something that is done for like, that is not for profit. So your organization does things towards, the goal is not to get profits, but to like do good to the community. So for example, now Web3 NILAG, we are not after profits. As you know, we do not charge to join our community. We did not get, you don't pay for anything in Web3 NILAG, but we try to educate as much as possible about the blockchain ecosystem, the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and we try to impart knowledge. That's an example of a public good. And now, majority of us, we know that, now what Octant is, now we have to look at what Octant is. Octant is a platform for public goods. So what they do is, like, I don't want to go into it because there'll be a section on that, but Octant enables us to be able to fund public goods through the blockchain. So for example, now you have like some of our partners, our community partners for today, we have Borderless Science, we have Borderless Devs, and you know that they educate, they help to like explain about various things. We have climate public goods organizations, we have a lot of other public good organizations. So Octant enables them to be able to, like, it enables you, not even them, enables you to fund public goods, and you do that transparently and easily. So that's what today's event is. So today's event, I want you to have it in mind that, okay, after I've learned about the blockchain, I understand what the blockchain is. I know that there are different and various paths for me to go into. I know that if I start like a public good organization, I can get funding from various places. You have to have that in mind. The blockchain is not only for, oh, I want to trade, I want to work and earn, I want to make money and all of that. Even as that's nothing, it's not, I'm not saying it's bad, but like as you're earning, you also like to like try to give out what you get. And today's event, Web3 for Good, Unlocking Blockchain for Impact and Inclusion, just states that. So that's the main reason and the theme for this event, for us to know that the blockchain, as we go with hype, as we go with profits, there's also an extra step we can take. And that extra step we can take is to do good with the blockchain, with the Web3 ecosystem. So, and our speakers would help explain this better, make you understand a lot of things about doing good with the blockchain, and try to get impact, how we can include other people, how we can impact our environment, the space, and every other thing. So we have our speakers here, we have our partners here that have made this possible. And yeah, I would expect that you guys should try and listen, try to enjoy the event, and like, yeah, by the end of the day, hopefully we've gotten something to like take home. So yeah, let's enjoy the event, please. Thank you. Please, you guys are like, yeah, this is, yeah, thank you. Where is it?
Please just introduce
Can I? Okay, you do by right? Do you want to go? Or let me start, then you come by. Hi guys. Hello. Hello. Hello, fine girl. Hello. Wave you on purple. Hello. Should I come? I need to know your name because I don't like the way we're quiet. Hello, what's your name? What? Her name is Excel. Please, a round of applause for Excel. Yeah, make it bigger, make it bigger. My name is Echo, and my name is Echo, and I will be your host for today. Sorry that I'm just coming to introduce myself now. Bear with me. So before we move on to like greater stuff that we'll be doing today, I just want to ask us some questions because I just noticed a lot of people are quiet, and I feel like you're not following. Are we together? Are we together? Yes. Okay, I've seen somebody that's not following. Hi. Hello. Hi, what's your name? Is this your first like tech event you've ever attended? What about Web3 event? Your first Web3 event. What name again? Please, a round of applause for Bolaji. I want to get everybody's attention here. Is that fine? Is that fine? Can we do that? Okay, great. We have our amazing keynote speaker here, and he's no other person but Mr. Ayo. But before he comes, please a round of applause as you welcome our co-host to come and tell us more about our speaker.
I'm here again. How many of us know Web3 Bridge? Okay.
If you know Web3 Bridge, can I see your hand?
Okay, energy, love it. Okay. So the person we're going to be inviting now is Ayodeji Awoshika Ebuayo, and he is the founder of Web3 Bridge, an organization focused. Yeah, please.
Yeah, please.
Energy. Thank you. An organization focused on onboarding African devs into the Web3 space through extensive training and real-world project experience. Ebuayo has been instrumental in nurturing a new wave of blockchain talent across the continent. His work exemplifies the power of blockchain as a tool for social mobility and economic empowerment, with a standing ovation and a round of applause. Let's invite Ayodeji Awoshika.
A standing ovation, please. A standing ovation.
All right, thank you very much. Please let's sit down. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry I came late. I drove from Equitable this morning. And okay, in my defense, I already got to the venue before I was told there's a change of venue, so that means I didn't completely come late. All right, this morning we're talking about Web3 for good. Can you all hear me? I'm struggling to hear myself.
Let me give you another mic.
Because I'm struggling to hear myself too. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's better, right? It's better, right? It's your best blockchain event.
Give away. I know they're ready. They know I'm going to push them. They are like alive.
That agenda needed. Well, like we have a lot of first timers.
Yeah, and nobody knew. And if you keep them cool, they won't come again.
They might not even see the
Is there what's refreshment? You don't want to just live here thinking to give people an experience. Like, and the only way you can do an experience is put yourself out there for risk. You can make mistakes. People can choose not to respond. But how would you know if you don't try? Mm-hmm.
How you guys do an MJ?
We're a creative community. So yeah, creatives, people that write. You said? Oh, thank you. You said? You're all about the experience. Yes. Then you should be part of MGS. You should be part of my community. It's a Web3 community for creatives. Check on Twitter. We're even starting our new cohort. So register for it to be part of the cohort. We're looking for MGS_Web3. Chairman.
So, the event.
You know, soon I will sort me.
Yeah. The order, the big one.
It's too heavy.
Yeah,
even when that guy they tried is downloading it. Okay.
No, that one is the slideshow. What is it? Let me see.
My guy, when they come.
Yes. Okay. This is like we cannot display this, but I don't know what you did there. So this is where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a long.
blockchain. Hello. Aha, this is much better. Thank you very much, San people. Now, for those that are new entirely to blockchain, airdrop is, think of which restaurant just opened in Unilag? Which restaurant just opened? Which was the last one that opened? Korede. Okay, let's say Korede opened their restaurant today, and they are saying, oh, come to our restaurant, go tell 5 persons about our restaurant, and when you complete your goal of telling 5 persons, you get a voucher that allows you to get free meal. That's what airdrop is. How many of us use? Great. How many of us use iPhone here? Yeah, for those of us that does not use iPhone like me, don't mind those people. iPhone is actually a fake phone. Why is the Apple? Yeah, but I'm a Samsung person. Let's not fight Samsung and iPhone war. So I'm just saying, I came in 2017. I know this is up, don't worry, I'll just be fast. I came in 2017 to look for airdrop. Like, that was why I came, because I was broke, flat broke. I was married, I had a child, and I was very broke. So somebody told me, oh, there's airdrop, there's something to do to make money. And I enjoyed doing that thing to make money. But in 2018, I decided, now I came for airdrop, right? Now I saw that the ecosystem had a greater potential for contribution. So I came in to do well. And so far, hey, yeah. Media, please help also. Okay, so, hello, not the echo. I know echo is the MC, but not the echo. Is it better? Okay, so 2018 I decided I was going to contribute into the ecosystem, and today I've been contributing since 2018 January. So that was about almost 7 years, right? So I've been here for 7 years, and I can tell you Web3 is good. I can tell you Web3, I'm not an idol actually. I can tell you Web3 is good. Web3 changed my life. So today we'll talk about what Web3 is. Oh, sorry, I'm not sure we're talking about the Web3 is. So go to the next slide now. I'm now talking about my topic now. I'm going to be serious. I don't like to be serious, unfortunately. So Web3 isn't just about tokens. I know a number of persons when you hear about cryptocurrency, the first thing that comes to mind is token, cryptocurrency, who gives us what? But then it's about transformation. Like transformation to self. I wish you could get the picture of I posted this morning after I'm done speaking, so I can see what I looked like in 2018 and what I look like now. Yeah, in 2018 I never had a car. At least I drive a good car now. So transformation. Now, so the next wave of innovation will be driven by values. Now, note the S, values, not just value. Now, values, now we're talking about Web3, we're talking about blockchain, we're talking about this, that, that. But the good part is that you can't actually, if you're a developer, and I see your hands are developers, great. You can't talk about becoming a JavaScript developer without understanding CSS. So they're compounding values. You know HTML, you know JavaScript, you know CSS, you know JavaScript, and you move to Solidity and the likes. If you're a designer, you start, you know what designer today started from, what's that thing they used to do before? From Acrobat Reader, like all of those things. Adobe, now, we are still using Adobe at an advanced level. Now we are using Figma, Behance, all of those things. So the innovation is driven by values. Having one is not just enough. Having able to speak is not just enough. You don't have something to speak about. We just keep blabbing about things. So Web3 offers a new foundation to reimagine trust. One of the fundamentals of Web3 is actually trust. Because one of the reasons why we are running away from Web2 is because you know that Elon Musk can just block our accounts tomorrow. And I believe that if I have a Web3 account, my account should not be blocked. But still, Coinbase still blocks his wallet. I'm not going there, don't quote me. So, but then the foundation is to reimagine trust, identity, and ownership in a way that are open. Now, remember I've spoken about ownership before. Web3 wants you to own your own data, and transparent and community owned. There's been a lot of trouble on Twitter for those of us in the ecosystem for the last few days. Don't build community, build products. But the fundamental of Web3 is actually community. So maybe this me throwing shit back to those people that are saying don't build community. They're my friends, but then community is actually king. Next slide, please. So what's broken? Why Web3? If something is not broken, why fix it, right? Web3 is centralized control of data and platforms. Everybody owns everything. Like one person owns and control everything and can decide. Remember the day Elon Musk bought Twitter and he brought that sync, and brought it and let it sink in. You are fired, you are fired, you are fired. Close this account, close that account. That's what Web2 is all about. And that is the broken system. So this lack of access to financial systems, in a way, does not really affect us in Africa, and I will tell you why, in a very sincere note. Nigeria has one of the best banking systems in the world, even though we don't like Nigeria. What we do not have started during Emefiele's regime, when they said the only access we have is $20 per transaction. You can only use $20 on your card. Until finally they blocked it after giving Brother Dangote all the dollars. But thankfully, that is another broken system that Web3 is trying to fix. Trust crisis. All of us cannot tell how our funds are spent, even at institutional level. Do you know how much the school is spending on infrastructure? Do you have the data? Okay. Inefficiency in global aid and governance. There's been a lot of crises, Haiti, Kuwait, COVID, and you see organizations, even in Nigeria, a lot of IDP camps keep popping up. You see aid agencies come and say, oh, we are donating 1 billion to Nigeria. What we just discovered is that some persons are just buying big jeeps and living large in Abuja, while some persons are slaving away in Maiduguri. Now that you said has stopped, now that Trump stopped, you said, have you noticed that there's a reduction in the number of big hillocks and trucks that move around this area? Anyway, what Web3 brings. Web3 is all about decentralization and transparency. It means if I'm giving A to now, so a lot of people talk about Web3 and say, oh, Web3 is anonymous. No, you are not anonymous. You might be anonymous as a person, but transactions are open. Because the wallet addresses are open. Anybody can just pick them and see how this wallet address spends this money. Web3 brings centralization and transparency. It brings ownership and identity. You own your wallet. No matter how much the banks or the government is, if you have a centralized wallet address, they cannot block it. You know that, right? If you now, GTB can decide to block a bank account because you receive money that have passed through fraud. Or maybe they decide that, oh, you've received enough money and they think you're a Yahoo boy. Maybe thankfully you just got the Zora airdrop. And that's the first time you are getting. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to rub salt. You got dust, right? Be grateful. Some of us never get anything, but you got dust. At least, wait. If dust enter your eyes, you not feel it. Wait now. If dust enter your eyes, you not feel it. But you got dust, so that is good. At least you got something. And you have hope. As long as you are living, you have hope. What if your dust becomes 10,000 tomorrow? Okay, now let's come back. Nobody can block that wallet where your dust is. As long as it's not a centralized wallet, right? Now, programmable money and coordination. Before now, although this also is one of the things that is broken in the ecosystem, before now, the only people that mint money are the central banks. But then Satoshi broke that with Bitcoin minting. And now, we now have different money. Ethereum, Liz, what other one? BSC, Solana, and all of those things. So, yeah, what Web3 also brings is community-driven ecosystems that ensure that we all can look out for ourselves and grow together. You know, as Africans, we're actually a community-driven people. You know that? When we were much younger, before all of us became woke, because now we are woke. If somebody beats you now, or somebody just look at you like, look at you, why are you wearing this kind of clothes? Like, she does not like me, she's eating on me, my mental health is the problem? Before we start fighting mental health wars, unfortunately, we are weakening our own system, but that's not why I'm here. Before we start fighting mental health wars, Africa is a community-first ecosystem, and that's what Web3 is also like reinforcing. Next slide, please. So now let's talk about the real world impact of Web3. I'm talking about Web, don't forget the topic is Web3 for good, right? So when the Ukraine war started, the Ukraine DAO raised $7 million for relief. Now, you know the good part of this, all the money that was raised are traceable. The disbursement are traceable because they are blockchain money. You can trace who gets what, how what is transferred, unlike all the money that got into the IDP camp that you can't trace because it gets into a bank account you cannot even have access to. Now, Gitcoin started sometimes in 2019, 2020 as a platform where you actually can so let's say you want to buy a phone, for example, and you say, oh, my phone, I've been a content creator in Unilag, and I'd like to buy a phone, and you go under Gitcoin, you raise the grants. Now, people within your own group get to fund your grant, say $1, $2. At the end of the grant, there is a pool that has a big money in it. Now distribute the money down to you according to what your friends give you. Do you understand? So it's called quadratic funding for public goods. This is also out there. A proof of humanity, unchanged UBI. UBI is universal basic income. There was a time that this project did something where you can get funded every day. Like every day, you do something and get like, I think about 50 cents per day or something like that. Just a way of distributing wealth to people who doesn't have. Region Network, blockchain for climate action. Yeah, I put Web3 Bridge here because for the last almost 6 years, we've been doing public goods. We've been training developers for free. We house them, we feed them, provide electricity, all for free. None of them pays a dime. Yes. Yeah, but then thanks to our sponsors who saw value in us and kept giving us funds to do that. But those days where the funds and sponsors were not there too, we did it. So yeah, if you know projects like Web3 Africa, they've given back to people, they've ensured that projects people get to learn development and all. Web3 ladies, the trained ladies. I mean, have you heard of Web3 ladies before? You guys have not been doing so well though. Why now? Why now? What are you guys now? You're only chasing NFT. Okay, no men DeFi. All right, great. So yeah, they are also part of it. And I added Lisk because, not just because they are sponsors, but then I met them last year and they decided to commit to Africa. And they have committed to Africa. I can tell you that they have not made 5% of all the money they have committed to Africa back. And they might not even make it in under 5 years. Because it's actually a very, very big investment. Now, why it matters now? See, all of us are losing trust in centralized systems. How many of you have gotten to Twitter and you see someone say, oh, my bank account was blocked yesterday and they expected me to come, and when I get there, they arrested me and all of those stuff. Dude, have you seen any of those news before? Now, all of us are losing trust in these systems. Like, a number of us keep all our money in crypto and we only convert when we need to make money, when we need to spend money. And that is it for so many persons. AI and automation are disrupting economies. Now, everyone is saying AI will take your job, right? Unfortunately, AI will take some people's job. AI will help some people do job better. AI will make some people's job get better. AI will actually kick some people out of job because, so, for example, you are just about to become a content writer and you do not know how to write content very well yet, and you are starting with AI. The day that AI to become unaffordable, that's the day you'll be sacked. But then AI didn't take your job. You give your job to the AI from the start. So before you start using AI, get mastery first. Don't make the mistake of learning how to use, like you're trying to learn how to cheat without knowing the actual how to do it. Do you get that? AI won't take your job if you're actually sound. If you know your onion, AI will not take your job. But then for me, AI just take my PA's job because I never hire a PA again as long as there is ChatGPT. Now, youth have the tools and passion but lack access. all of us now have phones. See, there was a time when we say, oh, we cannot afford to buy phones. Now you can afford to buy phones because phones are becoming cheaper. You cannot buy Samsung Galaxy S23. You buy iPhone 14 or 13. Some of us are even using iPhone X. Even those ones are not iPhone anymore, but then we still use them. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Oh, that was actually supposed to be inside of me. Sorry, I didn't say that out loud. And even if you don't use that, people still use Vivo, Oppo, and all of these phones. Unlike before, unlike before when people don't have access to these things, we now have access. What we don't have, we don't have these tools in our hands. What most of us don't have is access to funding. Web3 is now providing that access. There are grants across different projects, Solana, Base, Ethereum, $1,000 grant, $500 grant. All of those money looks big and small. But for some persons, those are life-changing money. Hope you know that. That is what Web3 can also do. Yeah, 2025, 2030 will define a lot of how Web3 evolves. I've been here since 2017. I've worked with projects that have gone under. I've worked with projects that have redesigned, redefined themselves. Some projects that are here now will not be here in another 5 years. Some of them might have changed approach in another 5 years. Do you understand? So, as students, I'm assuming that almost all of us are students. I mean, who here is not a student? You're father of two, but you're still a young person. Please celebrate grace, celebrate grace. So the beauty of it is that for all of us that are here, all of us are going to be founders, or we might not be founders of companies. We might be in critical positions tomorrow. And what we know now, what you have access to now, defines how we grow from now. When I was a student, I used to sell provision in my hostel. I used to tell people to type their projects. Go to that business. I think I was in like 5 businesses. I was selling rice to my lecturers. I was selling egg. Now, I don't do all of those now, like now, but the knowledge I've gotten from those days still like help now. Do you understand? I learned how to be, I'm sure in this room there's no one that's as fast as me when we type. We can try it. But then it didn't come overnight. It was continuous practice, work. Also, while I was trying to find one part or the other. Now, this, whatever we have now isn't a future problem anymore. It's our generation. Some of us see, like, if for those that have a conversation with me, I'll tell you, as much as we want to hate Nigeria, one thing Nigeria have done is that there's a lot of problems in Nigeria. And for where there's abundance of problems, it means there is so much money to be made. So much what? Because for every problem, solution providers are the ones that are going to make the money. Alhaji Dangote just built a refinery in Nigeria today. And looking at the Forbes data, if you combine the next 3 billionaires after him in Nigeria today, the 3 of them together are they are not up to his net worth. Like, I think we have 4 billionaires in Nigeria presently. According to the Forbes list, that made it to the Forbes list. Out of the 4, the remaining 3 of them after Dangote, if you add their net worth together, the 3 of them together, they are not up to Dangote still. But then he solved a problem. Even though it was a tug of war, we also saw him fighting for his life when he was about to start his refinery, but he did it. So the abundance of problem in Nigeria means that there's going to be a lot of solution. The reason why so many companies, protocols are bringing their money to Africa is because they saw a lot of problems that when they solve now, they have what we call first mover advantage. What Andela did and did well was the fact that they had the first mover advantage. Even when they are not really in vogue now, they still have people who invested, you still invest in them. So, as much as you want to hate Nigeria for the bullshit Nigeria is, see it from a point of, oh, Nigeria is a problem that I need to solve a part of it. And for every time you solve one part of it, you also earn from it. So, this isn't the future problem. It's our generation challenge and opportunity. So, as much as you want to jackpot, you should also think about the opportunities that abound in that problem. Next slide, please. I think I'm rounding up now. Yeah, what can you do? What can you do? We all have a group of people who complains about how terrible the world is. So I think in 2017, when I came into the ecosystem, I started complaining about the fact that there are no education in the ecosystem. I have a background in hospitality management. I studied home economics and hotel management education. When I started seeing the problem of education in the ecosystem, I started shouting out of my lungs, we have an educational problem. We have an educational problem. And October of 2019, so 2018, I started doing meetups, organizing meetups and all of those things to like educate people about what I know, bringing people who knows more than me to talk about these things. And in 2019, I saw a tweet that said, oh, we need 1 million developers for Ethereum. And I'm like, oh, nice. That means there's a problem, right? Now coming from Nigeria where there's no problem, I just went there, I was like, Nigeria has the opportunity, Nigeria has the population and the potential, and that was all. That tweet gave birth to Web3 Bridge today. That singular tweet. So it means that instead of us complaining about all the problems, what can you do? Learn. Yeah, I know you are here to chase money. I know you are degening, you are a degen. You are, what again are you doing? You are NFT. No, so see, let me tell you the truth. There's no airdrop again that will give you as much money that I have not invested. So the biggest airdrop now is the one that comes with value. I'm like, oh, Ayo, how are you doing? Like there was a protocol that reached out sometimes, like, oh, Ayo, how are you guys doing? You guys are qualified for this airdrop and that airdrop. And boom, they landed us $120,000, almost about $240,000. Airdrop. We didn't trade to get it. We didn't trade to get it. So remember I said, I started talking about value. So the airdrop you are chasing now that you are using your money to buy is not an airdrop. You are gambling your money away. Improve on your value. So what can you do? Learn. Go beyond buzzwords. Oh, I'm a DeFi. What they say? I'm a memia. What they call this thing? I'm a DeFi, whatever. Like, see, all of us are just carrying big name and big words we are not even defined. Let us stop deceiving ourselves. I just having, oh, I'm a this, I'm a that. Exactly. So if there was a time Bitcoin was looking to employ someone that does meme, like professionally, $80,000 per annum. So, oh, yeah, I know a number of ladies that post memes like every day. You post so many memes that even the boys are confused as to whether you are married, you are single, you are divorced. It's good, but people are actually doing this professionally to make money. And learn, what do they do? How do they do it? Yeah, most of us spend time on TikTok, Instagram, all of this. It's good. It's good to follow. How many of us follow JP 2025? So yeah, now I'm not going to cast you. Even me, I saw some. How many of you follow JP 2025 on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook? You are arguing on the person that danced the most, big auntie. See all of those things. It's good. But you know the good part is that those guys are making their money. How are you? Like, I don't have a TikTok account. You know why? Because I can't make money from there. Any social media that I cannot make money from, I will never open. Like, you will never see me open it. I don't watch football, not because football is boring. But the boys are making money from playing. What's my business watching them play? I would rather be on 1xBet playing bet on how to make out. I'm only saying that I'm driven to value. Do you understand? That's my own. So learn. Go beyond just tweeting about everybody's business. This event is happening now. Some persons will get their job from this place by tweeting about this event. I got a job in 2018. Let me tell you, I got a job. They gave an airdrop. One of the first airdrop that ever happened in the ecosystem was 2018. This particular airdrop was a big one. They gave us $2,000 worth of the token in 2018. It was a big one. And they now said they wanted to have this speech program that happened in US. Now, their time zone is closer than our own. So it was 3 a.m. Nigerian time. I was awake all through the night. I opened the page. They were live streaming the event. I was tweeting the event. After they now said, oh, everybody should send their contributions, they want to employ what they call decentralized ambassadors. And they needed developers. They now put to submit their contributions to the project. I put together a list of all the tweets I did for that event. It was 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Nigerian time. All the tweets I did, I submitted it. That didn't just get me another airdrop. It got me job in that project. I was the only non-technical person that was hired by that project. My interview was fun. I was like, oh, you did this? So that means you already have a plan to work with us. Now, see all of these small things that we don't pay attention to and what this protocol says. You want to go and apply for a job in a protocol and you put your Twitter out and they see what you have been talking about, how you talk about these events, how you put, oh, okay, we need someone in social media management, but then we can take as an intern. You're already by the door. Learn and go beyond buzzword. Understand the value of decentralization. Understand what works in the ecosystem. I think the last time I had a CV was like 4 years ago. I will never have a CV again till I die. Except I'm going for the UN, but not now. Build local impact. When Web3 Unilag was starting, I think about a year or two ago, it doesn't look like much. But at least now, look at the partners and sponsors that are on this board. The people here are already building impact. Contribute. You don't need to be the president of Web3 Unilag. Even if your job is to help them arrange chair, do something. Because when the opportunity will come and like, oh, we need somebody from your ecosystem. Those people that are actually doing and helping at the festival, they will first mention. Hope you know that. Even when you feel like, oh, this person is my friend, be like, oh, if I send this guy, go disgrace me for jail. Build local impact. I spoke about Gritcoin the other time. If somebody from this room now decide to raise a grant, I know so many of us here will feel like, oh, we are not ready to give the person money. But even if it's 50 cents, donate. Because the point is that most of us feel like, oh, we don't have enough, I don't have enough. There was a particular time when Gitcoin was doing their own, when they were doing their own airdrop. You know what they did? They gave to people who have donated to projects in the past. Do you understand? So, yeah, you don't have money, but you have $1. Don't always, oh, I'll go for Safa now. How's the event going? Do we have need? Oh, we're expecting this sponsor. Yeah, you know what? I don't have someone. Take this 5,000 naira. You know what I just done? Sorry to those that are not Christians. The Bible said that the gift of a man maketh room for him. That small 5,000 naira you are giving to him will keep your face in his memory forever. Most time we feel like, oh, it's only the rich that gives to the people. Let me shock you. Nobody gives to the rich people. And so for any time people give to them, they remember, they don't forget good. Collaborate, join hackathons. Even as a non-developer, oh, there's hackathons, join them, help them to ideate. Tell them, oh, I can't code, I can't do design, but I can help you test your project when you are done. I can give feedback. All those small things can help. Collaborate. Join open source projects. Gitcoin. List DAO is there. List Africa is there. Web3 Africa is there. All some of these projects actually requires volunteers that they need to work for them. Join them, contribute. Educate others. You don't know so much yet. See, let me shock you. Even me, I don't know so much. You know, I'm not a developer. Yes. I've never written a line of code in my life. And I'm not planning to write one until I die. But then, this is some of the things I can do. I made a tweet 2 days ago talking about projects that came to me to like, I counsel people. I help them plan events. I consult for people. Do that. All of these things help. Give out, write content. That small thing, after this event is done, write a long thread about the event. The speakers, what did they speak about? How was the event? Give this summary. You don't know where you will need it. You don't know a opportunity that will come like, oh, we want to take like paid volunteers and like, oh, I've done this before. Oh, you've done this before. At that time, you are not even thinking of what you have done before. It comes easy to you. Don't wait to be hired. Don't do what? Don't wait to be hired. Start something. Even a small community, start. No matter how small. Oh, we are starting a media group in Web3 Unilag. We don't have a camera, but we have good phones. Our job is just come. I think last year event that Web3 Unilag, I saw a lot of content they make. Our job is just to come together and make content and share. Just want to simplify. We want to start A to Z of blockchain. A for Apple. Like no matter how small it is, just do something. But 3 is not just about money. But you know the good part is that 3 will make you money. Web 3 is not about what? Web 3 will make you. It's about reimagining systems putting power in the hands of people. It doesn't have to. I used to tell my friend, I said, if I'd ended up in the bank, I know my life would have been frustrated than this. But I can sleep anytime I want to sleep. I wake up anytime I want to wake up. Whatever I cannot afford, I don't pass my boundary. But at least within my power, I know I can afford a lot of things. But looking back another 5-8 years ago, it was not the same thing. So Web3 is not just about money, it's about reimagining systems. What will you build for good? That even when they are not paying you for it, you will not shout. When Web3 grew, 2022, 2023, I remember selling my wife's car around that time to fund the courts. But today, I don't even need to put my money in the court anymore. At least not in the next 2-3 years. So what will you? This is my challenge to all of us. What will you? It's good to go to event and listen to everybody speak. Yeah, especially people that are even like more better than myself when they speak. Oh yes, I've been motivated. After being motivated, what will you build? Last slide. Our Web3 bridge cohort is closing by the end of the month. We train developers. If you want to start from zero to becoming a blockchain developer, you can join us. Register now and have a good one. Thank you very much. Any question? No question. Thank you.
Okay, so when you started earlier, you said Nigeria has the best banking system in the world. So how do you prove that, and why is it that? I don't know. No, I've heard someone said it on Instagram before, so I want to.
It's not about how I prove that now. If somebody send you money from, if somebody, even in the US, they send money from themselves, they don't have instant payment. We do instant payment here, yes or no? How much does OPay charge you for every transaction you do? If you send money from OPay now and network is good, before that pump sound, you're already receiving your first bank. It's not the same in most of the Western world. Their banking is not as swift as our own. They are on that swift business. Say, oh, you send money, you receive in 24 hours. There's no instant payment in so many places. So even though our system is crazy, our banking system is good. Any other question?
Okay. So as a founder, let's say you're a founder of a project, and technically there are opportunities for founders. There's hackathon, there's grants, etc., and venture capital. But the thing is, for a startup, there's always a requirement that probably you will have completed your MVP and it will have been live. You must have so and so traction. It is everywhere. They always want you to get traction. I mean, for them, it is their own security that is you not run away with the money. But then, how would you scale? Because definitely, as a founder, you need money. A lot of money, a ton of money. How would you scale to get it from the ecosystem, whereby the means that are supposed to give it to you are like putting boundaries there?
Okay, let me start by saying I don't run a startup yet. I'm still a community manager. But that's me. So, the honest truth is that we need to start learning how to grow linearly, to grow lean. MVP is important to get funds, but then Web3 has made this easy for you to get some grants. Like, so I know a number of persons are saying, oh, we don't want hackathons anymore, but then hackathons are actually places where people prove themselves. So you go attend an hackathon, you get your first $500, $1,000. Doesn't look like much, but then you should be able to like sustain on that till you get to the next MVP. I know the country is hard, but then so some persons are fortunate that before they even finish their MVP, they get enough traction. That's where community comes in. So how many of us are in this room, for example? We are about 100, Abi. Let's assume we are about 100. And you have a project that needs traction, even at testnet. Go to Agribus and bring everybody in the Web3 Union Lab together and say, oh guys, we're having a meetup tomorrow afternoon. Don't spend money, just spend like $200 buying snacks and drink for everybody. And come on, put it like, oh, hello, I'm building this. I would like you to bring out your phone and help you to test it. At the end of that day, you already have 100 testers on your project. By the time you're now talking about your project outside, so there's something I learned from the Covenant University people. We went to an hackathon and they went and they were like, let me shock you. The hackathon was actually funny because the organizer had to beg us, the judges, to not give them first, second, third, fourth, fifth. You know why? After a wonderful pitch, they go, at the time we're done with this, we already validated our project with X number of people, Y number of people. You know why? They didn't move out of their school. But they have an innovation lab just like this, where their friends come in to test. So that is why when people say you don't need community, we need community to actually scale. Because it's cheaper when you test with community. Do you understand that? It's quite cheaper and more affordable when you test. It doesn't even require funds sometimes. Like today now, let's say we have this project and you have a program, you have a product that I need to test. Just take 5 minutes. Everybody, please, can you help bring your phone out? We are testing this stuff, it's secure, this is what we are doing, and blah, 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 blah. And when you are done testing, those numbers already add up to the numbers you have. Then, when you are now pitching to a project, don't go, so most of the mistake will do, oh, my first grant, oh, I want a $20,000 grant. Who are you? Do they even know you? Start small. Look at it that, okay, which money can they throw away that they will not feel it? That money will not solve all your problems, but at least it will give you some validation. We are building, okay, this is Bonlo. Okay, we are building Bonlo. Is a table for people to put their laptop. We have tested with 10 people. The validator is strong, is this, is that. What do we need? We need $2,000, $5,000 to get us from here to producing 100 of this Bonlo. Now, how do they know that you will do it? Make sure that your report, you can make it, your KPI is measurable enough. Don't put, oh, at the end of it, we have 20,000, is that you have 5 now. How do you get to 20,000? That's bullshit. Be real. Worst case, they will not give you. And when they will not give you, some of them are magnanimous to give you feedbacks. Now, you take that feedbacks to the next one. The more no you get, the better you are actually getting yes. Now you said $5,000. They're like, and you see, we cannot guarantee this, but then they give you 2,000. 2,000 is still small. Don't buy that phone inside that money yet. Yes, now we are quick to change lifestyle. We are quick to change lifestyle. See, all of us, see, there's no one that doesn't want to flex. But that 2,000, sit down with your team. Guys, Alpha, this money must carry us for the next 6 months. How? Everybody takes $100 a month. You calculate, that $100 is not enough. But at least if you don't have it at all, what will happen? Then when, in that 6 months, you're already good enough to say, oh, now we are going to somebody else to ask for something big. Now you now say, oh, last 6 months we got $2,000 from this person, validation. And when we get the money, we have done X, Y, Z. That's why we can now ask for $10,000. Do you understand? But once we just do that, oh, we assume that these people have money, we can ask for $200,000. Who are you? Who's your father? How will they know that you not run away? In fact, even when you apply for UK visa, you put your father's house and they say you cannot guarantee that you don't run away. So it's a project that are raising money, not throw it at you. Do you understand? So let's learn how to like start small. Then the power of connection too. There are a lot of people who work for different protocols in this room that know somebody that knows you. Oh, therefore, I know you guys are doing this grant. No, I will not give you a bad name. Just approve $500 for us. Don't go after that big money first. Start from one place. See, if you get $500, that's to 5, right? It's not enough, but what you have is not just the $500. You can now put on your project supported by Project A. They give you $500, but they supported you because they believe in you. Now, when you are now applying for the big one, they look at, oh, who have supported them before? Oh, this person, that person, this person. But they didn't even give you money that is tangible. But they have given you access to use their name, supported by this person. And when you now go to say, oh, these 5 persons have supported them before. No, now they are trustworthy. Do you understand? Any other question? One last question. Thank you. One last question.
Basically, so I'm hosting an event
very soon this year, right? This is actually, I've attended a lot of events, I've seen how people do it and things like that, but this is the first time I'm like trying something event-based basically. So how do you advise, like, I start basically, we started already, we have like, he is also like a part of our team, we have like a team, but the issue now is when it comes to projects, right? That is one of the reasons why I came to this event, to understand how you guys get these projects interested, because if it's proof of work, like you mentioned, basically, we have like KPIs from like past events and things like that, but I don't know, there's just, there is something, I don't even know if it's like my pitch or the approach or something, so I just want to understand how you guys get projects interested in what you're building, basically. Yeah.
I said something a while back. Trust is not giving, it is earned. And trust comes with how you achieve things over time. So I remember the first time we were to host Web3 Lagos conference. We reached out to a particular sponsor who said, oh, you know what, we know you, but we cannot fund this event because it's your first event. It's not, Web3 Bridge has been going wrong, but it's our first event. I feel like we cannot fund you because it's your first event. And I said, no problem, no bad blood, no problem. We know what we did. The second event, we didn't reach out to them. We didn't do what? We didn't reach out to them second event. By third event, they came by themselves. You know what we did? Just focus on value. Yeah, there has been something before, but then maybe whatever you are offering them is not valuable enough for them yet. There's no way to break down that on this really one-on-one to understand what are the challenges, what are the feedbacks you've gotten, but then maybe you should offer like more value for them. Not every sponsor or partner should be your sponsor. Like not every, I don't know, see like there's a lot of things that you cannot really like explain in the general note that has to be like a one-on-one conversation. But in my own case, I will tell you like the more valuable you become, the more people you attract to yourself. The less like some person got angry like, oh, we are not coming to fund your event. No problem. Somebody else will fund it. And if somebody else is not funding it, we will still do the event. When we're now done with the event, somebody will now pay for it. Yeah? You understand? So like just take it slowly. Then for events, most of the time we want to start from the top. I've learned that we need to grow up. Grow. Calm down. If you cannot afford, like I was told that they changed venue because the other venue was expensive. Find somewhere cheaper to host the event. Don't feed everybody. See, want this event to be poached by giving everybody buffet. Don't buffet everybody. Change not collect money from their hand. If it's water you give them, let them grumble. You have done your event. The only reason why they will grumble is if you have collected 5,000 naira from them. Even if you collect 1 naira from them, they will grumble. Let them keep their money in their pockets. Start lean. That's my opinion, and that's what has worked for me. Thank you very much. Let's see how we don't take somebody else's time.
Please make that clap bigger and better. Bigger and better. Said Mr. Ebwanyo. Please, can I see your hands? If you know, you are sure you had something. So those of you that are not raising your hand, your ears, no. What's happening? Okay. We want to do giveaway. Where are those people that said they learned something? Can I see your hand? Yeah, the hands has increased. Okay. Giveaway. Wow, that's nice. Okay. But before then, I know there are a couple of things you learned about public goods and this class, because what you just heard is a master class. Do you know that is a master class? Guys, are we together? Yes. And leave. But there are some people that will get their lives changed by just that session. Do you know that? I'm not a man of God, but I'm telling you the facts. But this is true. This is true. So please, can you tell us a couple of things you heard?
All right, so I was actively paying attention and jotting. I hope some of you did likewise. So some of what I was able to take down was that Ebwanyo kept he kept re-emphasizing the power of education in Web3. So even in as much as most of us maybe started from the trading side of Web3, there's a need to go beyond the buzzwords. a need to actually understand the concept, a need to understand the value of decentralization. Another thing is Web3 isn't all about money, but Web3 will make you money. Now, the big question you should be asking yourself is, what exactly will you build for good? Thank you. That's it.
Please, a round of applause for her. Those behind, please, a round of applause for her. I'm coming with the mic. Okay, yeah, so I want to ask some questions. Can someone that's good enough pick the mic and tell us something they learned or something they think they'll be doing after this? Okay, she has picked a lady first. Okay. Please tell us your name. You said? No, you don't have to. You don't have to stand, please.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Mercy, and
but you have to be more audible.
My name is Mercy. Yeah, and something that stood out in the hands of people, and I think that stood out to me because something that I have been thinking about is how systems are really important in how the world works and in how lives are. I'm not sure how to put it, but a way to illustrate that is how people become more financially resilient when they have access to tools and something
and systems. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Web3 has that power to I'm sorry, I don't know how to put it.
Yeah.
But to include people in taking charge of their lives and taking charge of their futures and their
yeah. Please, a round of applause for her. And I would like to build on that because, like she mentioned, you have to reinvent, have that brain, or be able to innovate. So Web3 is new. Everybody knows Web3 is new, right? Are we together? You think they have taken all the money in Web3? If you believe Web3 is still an emerging market, can I see your hands up? For real, if you believe it. If you don't, and you feel like, okay, it has finished.
We're not halfway there.
We're not halfway there. We're not scratching the surface yet. So there's a lot of opportunities for you sitting down right here to come up with something that's not been done before. If it has been done, you can decide to do it better. Are you listening to me? So I think that's one thing she said. Please, another round of applause for her for that amazing. And I don't know you. Your face is. I'm not seeing your face. Okay, but we're coming to you though. Somebody else.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David. Good afternoon. Okay. So what I learned from what he said was that Web3 establishes trust. So like for Web2, where Twitter can block your account or Facebook can block your account. Mm-hmm. With the web address or the wallet address, you can be able to track expenses. People can see, okay, this is what so and so spent on this. That level of trust, helps a lot for Web3 and financial stability to be able to know that, okay, I can give this person $5,000 and know that every penny can be financial stability and transparency, which all these banks, don't have. Because like he said, you can't track the money that is being spent in the banks. When they give money to IDP camps, you don't know how much is being spent. But for Web3, that's why we can get funding from all these foreign companies, because they can see the level of trust and the level of transparency.
Please, a round of applause for you.
Thank you so much.
And I think just right there, the examples you gave about IDB camps and all, they can be a solution that someone can just come up with and say, hey, if you want to fund IDB camps, if you want to fund projects in very wonderful contribution, I want one more contribution from people down there. Is there anybody there? Anybody?
Let's go there. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Did anybody raise their hands?
Anybody? Then let's. Okay, there's somebody there.
Yeah.
GM.
So he spoke about value, Bankton.
Audible. Can you be a little bit audible?
Can you hear me now? Yeah. So he spoke about value. Talked about.
No. I mean, like your voice. We're not hearing. We can barely hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So he spoke about value, like banking on value before chasing money in Web3. Though we are all here to make money in Web3, but then building value first is very, very essential. before chasing, money. Another thing he spoke about is he spoke about making connections, like having the right connections, because you don't know where opportunities are coming from. For example, an event like this, you don't know who is sitting right next to you. So it's very important to like network and know how to pitch yourself well. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, please, a round of. We didn't get your name. What's your name?
What's your name?
Dennis. Dennis.
Please, a round of applause for him. We have matches. Please, where can I get like 3 match? 3, 4. Okay. Okay, we have to give these guys an opportunity to speak. They want to say something. So, who's speaking?
Jam. Yeah, I'm King, and I think the smartest thing I've heard today is wherever there are problems, there are opportunity. Second thing is, most people want to start something and they want to start it, they want to be good. Everybody, it's a good wish. They want to start it and they want to be there. But the
King, please, a round of applause for King. If you know you don't have people spaces, that was amazing. Please, so we have 4 people that we owe matches. We should give them their match. So we have a pre-recorded video from our sponsors. That is Octant. Yeah, are we ready?
Hello, everyone. This is Nico Gallardo. I'm the community lead at Octant. And today I'm going to tell you what Octant is all about in a bit of a tale-like story. Today we're going to talk about Degens and Dragons, a tale about sustainable public goods funding and Ethereum. Hello, everyone. This is in a bit of a tale-like story. Today we're going to talk about Degens and Dragons, a tale about sustainable public goods funding and Ethereum. Dragons is how we call big projects in the Ethereum ecosystem. They are generally wise and powerful. They hoard treasures or treasuries in the case of Web3 projects, and they're very protective of this treasure that they have. And most of the time, as mentioned, times they're overprotective of their treasures and the kingdoms they protect. Degens, on the other hand, find the best strategies to generate wealth. For example, with DeFi, they embody the spirit of innovation and risk-taking and discover and front-run trends. So these are kind of like the heroes, that dare to go about the world and bring new innovation, bring their creative energy to do stuff mostly inspired by wealth, but not always. We're gonna see this in a bit. But in our world, this world of Degens and Dragons we are creating, we have Ethereum that is the source of everything. Without Ethereum, there would be no treasures to hoard. Web3 projects, Ethereum ecosystem projects would not have a treasury, really. There would be no wealth to be created as they did or people do. There would be no people to salvage. In many places, Ethereum is becoming crucial infrastructure, financial infrastructure to survival, really. And there would be no technology to develop, as Ethereum is what brought everything in the first place. So we need to protect Ethereum, and we can do this by cultivating Dragon's ecosystems. If we cultivate these large Web3 projects' ecosystems, help them grow, that's a way to protect Ethereum. But it also comes with an extra, Octant comes with something extra that helps protect Ethereum. And we call this align incentives. We need to align incentives between Ethereum, the dragons, the degens, the regions to accomplish this. So let me introduce you Octant V2. But first, let's look a little bit of the history of Octant and go through Octant V1. What was Octant V1? In this context, we can call it a test dragon. In Octant V1, we had the Golem Foundation, which is the third largest treasury if you exclude your own token on DeFi Llama, and they staked 100,000 Ethereum. And what they did, they funded $7 million more to open source projects, to public goods, to creators, to builders, and its own operations and growth, which is really interesting. And the most important, they did this simply by generating yield. All this yield was used to fund all these things, and that was done basically without diminishing these 100,000 Ethereum that was staked. As I mentioned, the Golem Foundation that staked Ethereum. This staked Ethereum pays rewards, pays the yield from staking. And what Octant does is the users who lock the GLM token, they can claim these Ethereum rewards. And they can do two things. They can either withdraw to their own wallets. This reward comes in Ethereum, in ETH token. And so they can just claim it for themselves. Or they can donate. And what happens when they decide to donate, these Ethereum rewards are really not that big, especially if you don't have a lot of GLM locked. But what happens is that Octant multiplies these funds to the projects based on the donations of the Octant users, of the people who locked the GLM token. Basically, maybe some of you are familiar with quadratic funding. This is what happens, but with Ethereum that you claim from the rewards of locking GLM. So, long story short, users lock their GLM tokens. They receive the rewards in ETH token, and they can either withdraw or donate to the projects. And if they donate, these funds are matched by a multiple of up to 1,000 sometimes, based on the rewards that Octant is generating through the staking as well. We can take a look at the app right now for a quick example. Here we have Epoch 7 currently running, and these are the projects that, in this case, I've donated to. This is the GLM that I've locked. I have 800 GLM locked, and this gave me 0.001 ETH rewards. If I go to the projects, I can see the Epoch 7 projects, and here I can make a list of the projects that I like the most and donate to them. For example, if I click here, I will remove this allocation. If I click here, I will add this to the allocation. If I go here to the shopping cart, then you will see that I have allocated all my rewards to the projects. But I can decide to do maybe a 50-50 mix, or I can do donate 100% of my rewards, which is what I was doing. If I use this, then it gets distributed equally to all projects. I have done a specific amount, that's why it's showing differently. So that's how it works, basically. And coming back to Octant V1, the data shows us that in the 7 epochs that we've run, we've had 20 projects per epoch. Actually, this is the 8th round that we are funding, the epoch 7, because we started with epoch 0. So it's actually 8 epochs. And we funded a total of 1,755 ETH. And rewards to users were 985 ETH. So Octant V2 gives an opportunity to projects in the Ethereum ecosystem who have their treasuries sitting idle, meaning that they don't do anything with their treasuries or even they get burned. And they fund inefficient grants with them that don't really provide anything of value. And they just continuously bleed their treasury. So that means that their growth actually stalls while funding stays unsustainable. They mostly have native tokens that don't have a real utility, sometimes used as governance, but not always. And Ethereum alignment is being talked a lot about, but it's really not a given. A lot of these projects say that they are Ethereum aligned, but is there a way to prove that? Is using ETH as the gas token enough? How much more do you need to do to ensure that you're Ethereum aligned and you're contributing to the technology that is basically allowing you to exist as a big project, right? So what Octant V2 is aiming to do is put Dragon's treasuries to work for their own ecosystems. This means that with Octant V2, you can leverage yield generating strategies and fund grant programs for to grow your ecosystem, basically. At the same time, you can empower your community as a project through different allocation mechanisms, be it quadratic funding, streaming quadratic funding, conviction voting, and later on we're gonna keep adding more allocation mechanisms as projects ask for them. And all these while demonstrating Ethereum alignment by finding what we call the Ethereum Sustainability Fund. So what we're doing here with Octant V2 is we're connecting capital accumulation with capital allocation. So we generate yield with DeFi and staking and use capital allocation mechanisms, for example, using the token of the Dragon to give governance rights to the users to decide where these funds that were generated go to, and this way engage those community members and grow the ecosystem based on the initiatives that are being funded here. As I said, this will allow these tokens to be locked in the protocol and give users governance rights to direct the yield. So, rate yield, the token holder allocates yield to projects that create value for the ecosystem, and then if there is value created for the ecosystem, then that should increase the value of the project overall, which should, in theory, increase the token value, which means that the stake tokens that generate yield create more value. So we create a feedback loop, a positive feedback loop that hopefully helps the project ecosystem and helps them grow. I mentioned the Ethereum Sustainability Fund. What this means is that 5% of the yield generated from each dragon, each big project, goes to fund Ethereum goods. This is a way to embody the project commitment to Ethereum alignment, to the technology and the project that allows them to exist. And the governance that these projects get is proportional to the contribution to the ESF, to the Ethereum Sustainability Fund. Themselves from the ecosystem growth that they get from using Octant V2. Dragons can yield their treasuries. Regions can allocate funds to what's more meaningful to them. Degens receive rewards in the sense that if they allocate funds correctly, then they will get rewards for that, and Ethereum gets funded. And that's pretty much everything about Octant and how it works. So feel free to DM me if you are either or know a dragon and wants to join Octant V2 to fund your ecosystem and help support Ethereum. If you're a region and want to help us allocate funds, if you're a degen and are good at creating DeFi strategies that are profitable, or if you're a dev and want to build on top of Octant V2, meaning integrating these DeFi strategies or building new allocation mechanisms into the system, please reach out to me. You can scan this QR code up here. Would love to connect with you all.
You can hear us, right? Can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Great one, Nico. So we have a couple of questions for you.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Okay, great. So, anybody, questions? Questions? Does anybody have any question for Nico or Octant? A round of applause for him. Do we have another question?
How do projects that stay
To ask a question. Want to ask Nico a question?
Hello, Nico.
Happening in Octane V2? This is a great question, actually. Well, once you allocate to projects that are actually creating more impact, the more impact the project generates, the more rewards you're going to get in return. We call this allocation bonus. That's going to be a feature of Octane V2. It's not live yet for Octane V1, but I would recommend to start participating now so you can potentially yield those rewards later on. And also, you can decide to, I don't know, withdraw half of the rewards that you get and donate the other half or something like that. You can decide this so you also get a little bit of ETH in return. Depending on which dragons join Octane V2, you're going to be able to stake their tokens. And we're talking about the projects that we're reaching out is the big Ethereum projects, right? Like Goose and DeFi protocols, etc. So you'll be able to stake their tokens as well.
Good question. Nick, Okay. Please, a round of applause for Nico. Nico, is he correct, Nico?
Close enough, close enough.
Okay, that's not good. Close enough is not good.
Nico
That person is trying. Listen.
Nico Galado.
Is that it?
Gallardo. Nico Gallardo.
Closer. Okay. Let's get one more person.
Nico Gallardo.
Okay, a round of applause for him. Let's keep it. It was a great session, Nico, and I'm sure we'll be having more activities happening with Octant. Thank you very much. Bye. Smart questions. So if you're not a developer, can I see your hands up? If you're not a developer, okay, developers can do like this. More creatives here than developers. Am I correct? With like if you to check the percentage, let's raise our hands up again and let's look around. We have more creatives than developers here. Can we say that? Yeah, we can, right? So that means when they are saying all these their jargons and all of that, some of you are like, not take or sign me, right? If you have not been listening to what we have been saying here, I need you to listen to this. It's very important. As a creative, you can actually... You guys listening? You guys are not... Okay, let's let it be. Are you listening? That guy there is not listening. Are you listening? Huh? Don't mind me, guys. Okay, I'm going to repeat it. Are you a creative? Are you developers? Well, you are an engineer. Web3 engineer. Okay, please a round of applause for our creative Web3 engineer. A round of applause. So, honestly, they have creatives. I've met a Web3 DJ before. Yes, and it's not a fluke. It's not like a joke. Or I've met Web3 artists. It takes to be a Web3 artist. I don't mean design. Who can tell me? A giveaway. Let's do. How much giveaway for this simple question? Who said 500? Please, security. Security. Wait, but for real, how much should we give for a giveaway for that question? Very simple question. Eh? Somebody say 2 solar. Jesus Christ. Are these people born again in this place? Okay, but for real, a web plus for him. Did you guys hear what he said? Okay, before I put you one, how about you?
Okay, I would say the artist can just try to like make his music and coin it on the blockchain on places like Zora.
Please, a round of applause. What's your name?
Steven.
Steven. How about you? Please, do we have somebody in the team? Let's take note of Ezekiel and Zora. Zora. Ezekiel and Steven, please. So I'm going to just repeat what they said. Okay.
So I think it involves using the blockchain to means to sell your music and build a community.
Yeah, that's also good. But I think you guys are just taking expos now. So I'm going to break it down the easiest way because I feel like that's the biggest challenge most people face. The jargons make you feel like Web3 is an alien thing. It's just like when our parents heard about Gmail. Can you imagine how your parents were when they heard about Gmail that year? You mean I can send a message and go to that other country? And it's just a few years ago. Web3 is just an upgrade of Web2. Are you guys here? Are you guys listening? Web2 is centralized, Web3 is... Please help me guys. Web2 is centralized, Web3 is... Exactly. Now, for you to say, first of all, let's start with the naming. If I tell you my name is Echo, right? Which my name is Echo, what would you call me? Huh? What would you call me? Echo, right? I would start from that basic first of all. If I tell you my name is Echo, what would you refer me to as? Echo. Secondly, like they said, the three people that contributed, for you to be a Web3 artist or for you to be able to call yourself a Web3 artist, is just to basically do a couple of things. First of all, educate people about Web3 with your songs. That's one. That's like, I don't know whether you get my point. Why do you call people gospel artists? Because they sing about. Now, you see how easy it is, first of all. Now, there are also platforms like Zora where you can mint your music, you can mint your art, you can mint your tweets, and you can earn from that. So understanding Web3, I as much as a lot of us here, like newbies, everybody's a newbie actually in Web3, but I don't want you leaving here empty and just living here without understanding that there's something you can do and there's a way you can start building your portfolio, building your career, and start earning in Web3 from now. Are you guys with me? Okay, first thing, everybody bring out your phone. Bring out your phone if you know you have a smartphone. Can we do that? Can we do that? You say yes, and you're looking at me. Where's your phone? Let's get our phones out. Excuse me. Let's get our phones out. Are we there? Are we getting our phones out? Okay, great. I want us to do one simple task. Please. So this is what we'll be doing. For 30K, I want everybody that's here to take a picture of the person sitting beside you. Take a selfie, first of all. Selfie. 1, 2, ready, go. I'm waiting. Selfies. You can take a selfie with the person beside you. Take a picture of this event. Yeah, that's a nice one. See that smile? Nobody wants me in their picture. Nobody. See life. That 30K is going back to my pocket. So. Okay. So take pictures. You can take a picture of this banner. And this is something I'm expecting. If you know you're not a developer, you should engage seriously. Seriously. Developers are also active online now, especially on Twitter. But you're a creative and you're not being active online. Like, why? Okay, Web3 can be a lot, but the one you know, why are you not doing something about it? Right? Do we have that content? Right now, I want us to, what we're going to do a thread challenge. Not only a thread, but a thread will give you, let's say, bigger opportunities or to raise your rank. So we want you to do a thread and use these hashtags. I wish this hashtag could be like on the screen. Let's see. Can we get this on the screen? This hashtag. Can we get it? Okay, I'm just going to call it out. Web3 for good. Hashtag Web3 for good. And you have to add Web3 Unilag. Web3 Unilag. At Web3 Unilag. I would advise you just type it somewhere on a note or something. Hashtag Web3 for good. And you are supposed to add these accounts. At Web3 Unilag. At Okta app. So this is Okta here, right? This is Okta. This is Web3 Unilag. This is the hashtag. This is the account you are to add. You're also to add SDF West Africa. SDF West Africa. Okay. If you are lost because of the way I'm explaining this tax, just go to at Web3 Unilag. You see the post there, the challenge there. Have you seen it? You have seen it, right? Go to at Web3 Unilag. If you are not following, please follow. You will see the exact details there. The judging criteria is originality, engagement, visuals, which I think I've helped you already with visuals. You can be more creative. Relevance and insightfulness. If you are a content creator, you can write your tweet and make it more engaging. If you are a technical writer, I don't know how you do it, but you can write more about the technical part of this event. And yeah, good luck to everyone. Talking about creatives, I would like to give everyone here the opportunity to also grow as a creative and earn in Web3. When I first came, I introduced myself as Echo Victor. I am a growth and marketing lead or expert in the Web3 space. And I'm also the founder of MGS Web3. MGS stands for Marketing, Growth, and Systems. Are we together? I said MGS stands for what? Marketing, Growth, and... So MGS is MGS. On Twitter, you can find us as MGS_Web3. So the idea behind MGS is a community for creatives. We're talking about writers, researchers, content creators, designers, and there's one more. If someone can find out what that one other tax that we do in MGS, you get a giveaway from me, personally from me. No, you don't have to tell me now, but okay. Let's see, this guy is sharp. Don't guess. You say you won't try. Yes. Oh, yeah, try. Marketing. Did I not say marketing? Did I say marketing? Round of applause. Okay, I owe you one. Please, a round of applause for him. He's very smart. A round of applause for him. I said the name of the community is Marketing, Growth, and Systems, and I called 4 skills without mentioning marketing, and the guy was smart enough to get that. So we're also having a cohort where we get creatives like yourself. We're not looking for people that are starting from scratch, even though there are people in the previous cohorts that were able to just catch up, right? The idea is to transition creatives from the Web2 space to Web3. Are you guys with me? Do you guys understand? Yeah, to transition people from the Web2 space, you're a creative, a writer, and transition you into Web3 for you to learn how to get gigs as a writer, Web3 writer, Web3 content creator, and all of that. I would say, please give yourselves a round of applause. You have been amazing. A round of applause, please. If you do not clap now, your item 7 will be shaking. A round of applause. Okay, we have one more thing. Give me a minute. What again? Panel session. Okay, that's true. So we have our panel session. Our panelists ready? Ready? Please, we need chairs here. Okay. Scott, you're the one. Why you be facing like that? I mean, it's crazy.
get to start.
While we get ready for the panel session, we would like to call on Scott. Oh my God, pardon me, Scott Iteku. Okay, sorry. And Scott Iteku is the founder of Borderless Science, an organization at the forefront of efforts to standardize traditional medicine through scientific validation and blockchain technology. Passionate about decentralizing knowledge and access to healthcare solutions, Scott is also a leading voice in the DeCi, decentralized science movement. His work bridges the gap between ancestral wisdom and modern scientific rigor, showing how blockchain can truly serve the public good. Let's welcome Scott with a round of applause. If you're not clapping, you're wrong. All right, moving on to the next panelist, we have Dennis Ukonu. Pardon me.
Oh, God.
Okay. Dennis Ukonu is co-founder and CTO at Aya HQ with prior experience at Yellow Card, WEB3, and other companies. Yes, please, let's appreciate him as I'm reading his bio. Thank you. Passionate about blockchain, AI, and ML, he leverages his expertise to deliver scalable, secure tech solutions that drive business growth. Let's welcome Dennis with a round of applause. Thank you. Okay, I'll be moving on to Aguda Toluwani. Let's welcome Aguda Toluwani with a round of applause. He's not loud enough. All right, thank you. Aguda Toluwani is the founder of Cobox, coming soon, a fintech platform bridging traditional finance with blockchain technology to make decentralized tools more accessible, especially in Africa. He is also the visionary behind Web3 Unilag. It's the reason why most of you are here. Let's appreciate him again with a round of applause, which was driven by his passion for education, inclusion, and innovation. All right, moving on to our next panelist, we have Salim Oyilola. A round of applause, please. Salim is the founder of Beyond the Classroom. He is actively involved in tech communities and constantly shares his knowledge and experience in AI, IoT, cloud technologies, particularly Microsoft Azure and GitHub for open source. He also serves as a GitHub campus expert and Microsoft Learn student ambassador in Unilag. A round of applause for Salim. So the last but not the least, oh, she's actually a woman, thank God. Demilade Aruleba. I'm so sorry. So a round of applause. You should know the vibe now. Okay. Demilade drives content and community growth within the Leaks Africa ecosystem using storytelling to spark blockchain adoption across Africa. She leads storytelling in Web3 with DEMS SIWWD, a growing network of Web3 storytellers shaping sustainable brands. Through our work with top crypto platforms and emerging projects, she transforms complex ideas into compelling narratives that move people and build community. A round of applause for Demilade.
And technical issues. Our last panelist is Amzat Temilolu. He's the marketing lead for Spine DAO, and communications lead for Spine DAO and Research Hub. Research Hub.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. All right, so my name is Scott Itepu, and today we are at Web3 Unilag's event. We're at Web3 Unilag's event, and today we are talking about Web3 for good. To kick off this is a discussion, so my panelists, I know, there's a traditional way where we have like questions and all of that, but today we're just having a light conversation, and yes, it's my job to actually direct that. And then because we have participants in the house, the conversations are supposed to be centered around them because they are the reason why we are here. They are the stars of our story. So if you have questions, you can write them down and signal to any of the team members to present them. Then I'll try my best to I just found it's not working. We'll filter, to best questions or like most important questions that everybody benefit from, while others may be answered through emails. But if you have questions, you can write them down and forward. So now let's talk about social good and social impact. The topic of this particular panel session is around driving inclusion and social impact through the blockchain. And before, the advent of, let's say, widespread notion of Web3 across the African continent, we can say that social good is almost as old as, some aspect of, let's say, knowledge. So all of us are very conversant with people like Mother Teresa, and other people like, let's say, Mary Slessor, etc., and so on and so forth, that have, carried out humanitarian works. So those are examples of social good projects. Some people go to orphanages, some people, like Chess in Slum as well, by Tunde Onokoya, is a social good project. I'm just laying this foundation that launches us into the prime discussion we'll be having here today. All right. So now there's Web3, and my first familiar sector in the Web3 space was actually public goods, and before social good, and then before decentralized science. All right. So now this public good has been, going on and on. So now let me face my panelists. It has been going on and on and on. And a lot of people do not necessarily, tap into it in a way. And then if we take a very good look at, let's say, demographic of people, most people are not necessarily that much of technical founders. Some people have origins. Like before I came to Web3 space, I was a brand strategist. I'm saying a brand strategist. But there are some persons that have projects. So everybody think Web3 is so much technical. You must understand solidity, you must understand some, But we are here to make them understand that they can actually start from where they are and with what they have. So, but to kick everything rolling, I'll start with Amzat to just tell us how has things been and a little bit of, let's say, experience from one research hub, how you've been helping research hub scale over the couple of years, and then how you have been as well. So let's go.
All right, JM everybody. All right, like I've been rightly introduced, my name is Timolo Amzat. Most of you know me right from our first year Web3. Like, can you hear me properly? All right, is it better now? Hello. Can you help? Okay. Okay, is it better now? All right, so my name is Timnolo Hamzat, and like I was saying earlier, some of you who know me from the first year at Web3 Nilag. I served as the director of communications for Web3 Nilag. But yeah, more professionally, like I've been introduced, I currently I do marketing for Research Hub. I don't know if you heard about Research Hub. Is basically a decentralized platform for science, collaborative science, and academic publishing. So aside that, I also have tons of like other experience, but that's where I currently work out now. And even in terms of like public goods and public good funding, I have served as a steward for the DeCi Gitcoin grants round. So that's literally mostly it's about my background when it comes to Web3, public goods, and whatnot. So I'll just, am I supposed to allow them here?
Hi, GM. Good afternoon, everyone. Great to see a lot of familiar faces here again. My name is Aguda Toluwani, and yeah, okay. So my name is Aguda Toluwani, and I am listed a lot of things I do. Currently, I'm sure you're not seeing me wearing a Web3 Relax shirt because I'm currently representing Kobo X, founder of Kobo X. You can scan the code to join our waitlist. It's coming very soon. And I'm also the founding president of Web3 Unilag. So I think most of the people here I know, like me and Amzat, we work together also in GG21. It's going around where I served as a coordinator. And also Scots and a whole lot more. So yeah, hope to have nice conversations with everyone here. Popcorn into Salim.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? All right, awesome. My name is Salim Minola. I identify as a machine learning engineer, really. But more recently, I worked on Beyond the Classroom, where we tell stories of students doing amazing things across the tech community, be it front end, Web3, just the entire tech community. That's what we do, just telling stories, because I'm a big believer in storytelling. I feel like if I were to tell you a random fact, you probably wouldn't remember, but then if I told you a story, that tends to stick, and stories have a way to inspire us. So yeah, I think I identify as well as a storyteller.
Greetings everyone. Hello guys, can you hear me? My name is Dennis. I serve as CTO, co-founder at IIHQ, where we are growing the on-chain builder economy in Africa. Basically, we do this through different offerings and services, like the labs, which is built for hackathons, and we have events as well. Currently, as we speak, we are holding one in Kenya. That's the pop-up city called Zoo Africa. And we also, in partnership with LISC, to run incubation program for sustainable builder products and projects within the African ecosystem. So nice to be here. I'm ready to share my insights with you all. Thank you.
GM everyone, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Can you hear me? All right. I'm Dims. I'm the founder of Storytelling in Web3 with Dims and also the ambassador for LISC Africa here in Lagos. Like he said, we are also partners. LISC and I we are partners. And we support builders in high growth markets like Africa and Asia. So LISC is all about supporting founders, bringing your, whatever it is you're building into the ecosystem, building on chain and, just being a part of the Web3 ecosystem as long as you're building a scalable app. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the conversation today also, and I hope I have a very great time with these awesome people.
All right, thank you very much. So my panelists, you help me increase the frequency of your voices to match the frequency of the sound system. Thank you, so that people at the back can hear us properly. So yes, so one thing I want us to understand as participants or as guests or what have you, across and around you all, is that there's no one size fits, all rule when it comes to an industry. So when we say Web3, you should not just all think it's a one-way traffic. And this is why we have a group of people from different aspects applying just one thing to different aspects of ecosystems and, let me say, walks of life. Let me put it, in that way. So this is a platform or a period for us to learn. So still, I'm just reminding you, if you have questions, you can write your questions down and pass it to team members. My friend is here, so if you have any question, you could just signal and submit. All right, so let's go into it. So based off your current level of operation, I will just ask one very simple question, which is, what does driving inclusion through the blockchain mean to you? So if I kickstart, mine is ensuring scientists commercialize their product. So there are a lot of things scientists could do. Scientists could win Nobel Prizes. But for me, I do not necessarily count that as a level of inclusion. I believe that if a group of scientists can move from papers to products, that is what inclusion means, and mobilizes other people. So let's go to Hamza. Hamza works, like he mentioned, an academic publishing organization. So in that aspect, what does driving inclusion through the blockchain mean from that regard?
So driving inclusion through the blockchain, like, to answer your question first, if I provide context, is basically giving people direct access to what they need, like using blockchain technology, right? Removing all of the gatekeepers, all of that BS, giving them direct access to what they need. Now, to be more specific, like what I've been doing over the past years. So, for instance, let's talk about funding for your research, because in addition to marketing, of course, I'm a black man, I have to do more than one or two things. So I'm also a researcher, right? Like, I do my own fair ton of research because I studied engineering in school, so I have my own tons of research. And I have tried to get funding from traditional means, right? Like the old grants, academic grants, state fund, and all of that. And I know how difficult it is, and I know the conditions that come with it and all of that. Also, I have seen funding, getting funding through like blockchain technology, quadratic funding, whatever it is. And I don't think I need to begin to convince anyone which one is easier. Because like getting funding from test fund, you may smash gonna be my grandfather's birth certificate because of how much. Because of how much. Meanwhile, like I see people get funding within hours. All they just have to do is submit a pre-registration. I don't even know what pre-registrations are. Basically, just saying how you want to go about a study, how you want to go about a research, right? All you just need is a 200-word document. Just show that, okay, this is how I want to go about this, and this is the potential of my research. And you get funded within hours by just submitting your pre-registration. So this has given people direct access to what they need. For like example, funding. Like now, even looking at broader scope, giving people access to even financial services, right? That's you don't need bank accounts or excessive documentation to take a small loan for just for a mega amount. So basically, giving people direct access to what they need and when they need it. That is the basis of inclusion, powered by blockchain technology.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll go to, yes, you can clap.
Please clap for me.
Thank you. All right, so Aguda is driving some level of interesting inclusion by unifying the traditional and blockchain aspect of finance. Now, over a couple of years, we've been able to sort of see brands or organizations or companies staying on either side. Okay, I'm here, like OPay, or I'm there like one bank. So Aguda, just tell us how, and what's the most interesting aspect of the project, especially looking at the level of inclusion you are driving, using CoboX and services at CoboX.
Yeah, even speaking from a generic point of view, I remember when Ebwanya was talking and was speaking about the evolution of Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, and the level of inclusion. As you go through the years, I'm sure if you go and meet your grandfather or your great-grandfather, I'm sure he didn't have access to a computer. Web 1. Web 2, if you meet your mother and your father, they do not know what blockchain is. Web 3. So if you see the level of inclusion as you go across the years, from grassroots, from 19th century, from 18th century, down to the 21st century, you see the level of inclusion that technology is bringing towards us. And it's getting better using blockchain technology. Now, talking about cross-border payments and all of that. And even down to open collaborations. I was speaking with a company or a community that I was explaining what open collaboration is, and collaborating, like you're on GitHub now, and you can collaborate on projects, and it's out there, it's showing that this and this have collaborated on. So inclusion in that means that everybody, your work is seen, and down to the Web3 aspect in terms of ownership. Ownership is very important. I am sure most of us here, we have a higher level of creators here. And the base ecosystem is doing something, trying to drive the on-chain creators economy. On-chain creators economy. And they mentioned, I saw a stat that came out on earnings in Spotify, and earnings, I think, on, if you mint your, I think there was another platform they were using, I don't know if it's Zora, but there was another platform they were using, and they were showing that, okay, you get 1,000 streams on Spotify and you have $10, and you get 1,000 streams on their platform and you have $10,000, like, Spotify, they chop everybody money, like, so it's the level of, you are saying that, oh, there is, you are from the front of the screen, you are looking at Google, you are looking at Facebook, you are looking at Twitter, and you're like, oh, they are doing a great job. They are helping us. They are helping us in, okay, connection, social media, and all of that. But behind the screen, you do not know what's going on behind the screen, because there is no true ownership. There's no true ownership of your content. There's no true ownership of whatever it is you are doing. Even the companies, ownership of companies, before you get a share, before you buy a share in a particular company. And now to Web3, where you just getting a token and you have ownership, down to creating policies, creating governance proposals that drive how the organization is going to function in terms of DAOs and decentralized autonomous organizations. So blockchain is driving different ways where inclusion, even from the creators, from technicals and non-technicals point of view. Echo was saying something about everybody here who is a developer, who is not a developer. I believe that all of us here are developers in our own rights. We are developing something. You might be developing a community, you might be developing content, or whether you are technical or non-technical is up to you. But inclusion, whether you are developing your content, you are developing a community, it's important, because, and the blockchain drives this majorly, so yeah.
All right, thank you very much. So let's go beyond the classroom. The classroom, is a four-walled, system or environment. And we've always, talked about thinking outside the box, even when we've not really ticked inside the box. Okay? And so let's talk about, or run us through some of the things we need to tick in the box using the metrics or advantages outside the box, which is the blockchain. So just tell us how some of the problems that we're experiencing or the gaps in the educational system that we're experiencing in the classroom that you believe that the blockchain is definitely going to help us scale.
Oh, it's said gaps in education. I can go on and on, like lots of things to that effect, right? I think when we think about the educational system, I think a handful of us here can agree with me that it's quite flawed in a lot of ways. Whether it's the way we are being taught things. I think I was having a conversation with him just before the panel session, where we're speaking about the disparity between what is expected of someone that has gone through the educational system in the industry vis-a-vis what the educational system puts you through, right? There's a big gap in, like, there's a disparity in that sense, right? And obviously, since there's a disparity, there's a need for us to fill in that gap. And when Aguda spoke about blockchain, I think one key thing I kept getting is inclusion, one, and more importantly, the sense of you can do it on your own, sort of like it empowers people, right? And within the context of things outside the classroom, you also have power to do whatever. You could learn skill by yourself. You could, the classroom is quite, not to be like, I don't like school. Yeah, let's not give that impression, right? Right? However, it's important to also note that outside the classroom, you get to have that quote-unquote freedom to be a creative in your own sense, whether it's whatever skill sets you're learning, you can do whatever with it. These things that the classroom does not really give you the freedom to do, so to speak, right? However, outside the classroom, and I think the key concept of blockchain, that's decentralization, where you're free to, like, you're only not bounded by the traditional rules. I think that's one advantage that outside the classroom gives you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So let's go to, you just mentioned creators, and then IIHQ, one of the key touch points are creators. And if we talk about inclusion, so inclusion, we can divide into two ways now. Inclusion is, okay, we are creating opportunities to get people in. And another form of inclusion is that you have an idea and you are creating the opportunities for other skills to join you in solving that problem. So I'll start with, I will ask, at IIHQ, which is like co-creators. So are there scenarios where there have been some very interesting collaboration that maybe people believe that we never really saw this coming together? And then secondly, how has IIHQ, been able to support co-creation in using the blockchain services and blockchain space?
All right, thank you very much for that question. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? Please, if you are here, pay apt attention. I believe this program is for you, and every word we are saying, really matters. So I am being asked the question, how we are actually handling inclusion in the blockchain space. So I'll start by saying, actually, from my own perspective, inclusion is breaking every barrier of entry, right? Now, I will also take you through the evolution of Aya. Aya started with Aya Gigs. We wanted to provide jobs for credible talent, but along the way, we discovered that there was a gap. That's a skill gap. And a lot of people were really giving us feedback that people they hired through us, we aren't delivering. So we went back. We had to go and patch up that issue because we had to solve that problem for Africa, right? So we went back, we started what we call IIversity, right? IIversity is to teach people, kind of upscale them and then outsource them. We started doing it and it was actually, working, but it wasn't really driving revenue. That's the business side. I'm going to come to it. So over time, we have evolved into what we are today. So we are handling what we call IR Labs. We have the IIversity, and we have builder hubs. We are planning to build hubs across Africa. Why? Because we have infrastructure challenges. Now, when you are browsing, you discover your network goes off. Even while we are here, we still have that issue, right? Power. There is no constant or steady supply of electricity. So it limits your ability to contribute on a global scale. So these are the problems. If we're able to solve this, then we are bringing you closer to inclusion, right? We are including you into the, the global scale so that you can be able to contribute. And that is, for us, the challenge you have undertaken, and we are trying to solve it within the African space. So inclusion for us is getting everyone in Africa, getting the people who are willing to build involved to build at a global scale. And thanks to LISC, we are in a partnership with them, actually getting funding for builders who have, some of their products ready. So currently we have finished the first cohort. I think about 21 projects and 10 made it out. So grants we are giving to them, 4K, 16K, some of them got it. And we are actually going to run the second batch of the program. And also, we have conducted a lot of hackathons, and this is going close to $100,000, right? What? Like every hackathon on the IR Labs platform. So, and also the hubs. We are actually doing this to bring Africans into the system to contribute at a global scale. So inclusion for me is every day knowing that I am contributing to see that Africans, young guys, are getting closer to their dreams. And the continent is also creating something valuable that other continents can also reckon with. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Round of applause. Okay, so please, if you still have questions, you can send your questions. She's going around trying to get them. So now, talking about supporting creators, people, and being sort of like an ecosystem that allows that. So now we're going to LISC, and LISC is a layer 2 blockchain for builders especially. And one main characteristic that I've seen, for Africans is that most times we always want to take the back seat and just do one, two, stuff. Whereas we have like potential, we actually have great potentials as individuals based on our background and everything. But sometimes it feels that we are maybe a little bit set back, or we have a lot of odds, but at the same time, the ecosystem like IIHQ built for us to support, our ideas and stuff like that. And then LISC is built for builders, mainly for builders. So if you have any form of project, that you want to build and stuff, you can go to LISC. So I just want to ask what, over the couple of years or months or, what have you, what are like the key things LISC looks out for, in projects to actually onboard them on the blockchain?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me? You can't. Am I loud enough?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Like you said, LISC is a layer 2 chain on Ethereum. And one thing that stands out for LISC is that we empower sustainable brands. So we are looking for someone building solutions. So we are not just about the hype now. We are not about, we are building next NFTs. We are doing wallet. We are not about that. We are looking for people that are actually solving African problem in an African way. So we believe, like he said, when he was talking about, Africans being laid back, I call it the savior complex. We always want someone to come and save us. And that's why when maybe a problem happens, people will be like, aren't the UN seeing what's going on? Aren't so we just have it. It's inherent in us. But LISC is empowering builders to know that, okay, you don't need people from there to come and save you. You don't need people from there to build scalable apps. You don't need people from there to solve a solution that you know better how to solve. Many of us, we even know how to solve our problems ourselves. The only thing is we do not have the platform. And LISC provides that platform for builders, whoever you are, whatever you're building, and not just whatever you're building. If you are building scalable apps that are sustainable, apps that will solve problems in time to come, you can come and build on LISC. And that's how we're driving inclusion, by making sure that Africans are the ones solving Africans' problem. So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Round of applause. Yep, so please do not hold back. It takes an idea, but it doesn't just stop there. So sometimes you may be scared of some roadblocks that you have not encountered. So the best thing to be is to be vulnerable and go on and find solutions to your problems. That's the only way to get to wherever you want to be. And sometimes it's not enough to want to do it alone. So there are other people that may have the resources. Everything is not always financial. So always find out what are the blockers to what I want to do. So if I have an idea, it's not just, oh, I do not necessarily have the money. Sometimes it's not money that is the problem. Sometimes it's skill. Sometimes you just need another person on your team so that they can fund you. You get. So it's not always, oh, I do not necessarily have, the financial resource. There are also other types of resources that are needed. So now let's talk about success, on the blockchain. So based off your experiences, what will you say success, looks like, when we're implementing some of these solutions, or based off the solutions that have been created, what will you call a successful milestone? Let's say, for example, the academic publishing. So what will you say success is? So we'll just go on and on and on, then come back to me, then we go into the next. So what do you define success as?
All right. So when you are trying to measure success for any solution that you've built, obviously you are building a solution because you are trying to solve a problem. So basically, the number one metric that you should use, it might not even be very quantitative, is how well you have solved that problem, right? Are you trying to help scientists get access to more funding? How many scientists actually have gotten more funding for their work? How easy has it been for scientists to get the funding that they need to carry out their work? So the number one metric, and it's not always like quantitative, like I said, is how well you have solved your problem. And then after this is when you can now go into more quantitative metrics, like, okay, how much revenue have you been able to raise? How have you scaled and all of that? So like I'm just reiterating, how well have you been able to solve the problem that I set out to solve? Yeah.
Yeah, when building a product, one of the first things that you should do is your user product validation, where you meet possible users of the product. For instance, you are building a chair. You are building a chair. So if you are building a chair, you meet probably a student, you meet someone that works in an office, you meet, I don't know, a couple of people that are going to use that product, and you ask them questions like, oh, how would you like, if you are building a chair, how do you like to sit down, blah, blah, blah. So you set up a couple of questions like that, and this will serve as the metric for how successful your product will be. So even before you build a product, there should be a reasoning behind how successful your product will be even before it enters the market. Because marketing is a different aspect. But if you build a good enough product, the marketing won't be as strenuous. If you get what I'm saying. So the very first thing I need to do is do not build in isolation. In isolation means I have an idea in my head and you do not bother to validate the idea. It's better than not building at all. Like, you run into trouble. You see the shoe that Kanye West made, and you say, I can build this shoe better, and you go and build it. You don't know the reach that Kanye West has, but because you have the design in your head, it's mad. Tell one or two of your guys, they push you. You have to do the user product validation to ensure that what you are building, people actually need it. And if you see that, after doing that, if you see that, okay, this thing I'm building, people are skeptical about it, reiterate. Doesn't mean you should end it. Reiterate, go back to the drawing board. How can I improve? How can I make this better? So this is the first step to success in building a product. Now, how successful a product is based off the impacts that it has on the user. So, for instance, you are building, like I said, you build a chair, and you've done your user product validation, you've made it perfectly according to what the data says and all of that, and you see people using it. Now, this is the success. That's when you start seeing the success metrics. That's when you start seeing, okay, this is the result that people actually want to use this, and it will show in the business side when it comes to sales, when it comes to, it's very important. If you are in loss, your business is not successful, your product is not successful, don't let anybody kid you about that. Your product is not successful if you are in loss. You might be thinking, 3 years, 4 years. If you cannot pay the people that you are working with, you are not running a successful business. So it's very important. Like the first thing I say, just do a user product validation, ensure that you are getting feedback from people that are going to use the products. Yeah.
I think in terms of success, right? What I'm getting most is when you're building a product or perhaps you're working on a project, making sure you're thinking about the need first. Like what I'm building, is there a need for it? Then the product. So oftentimes we tend to do products first, then we're not creating a need that doesn't even exist. However, let's say you start from the need, you're putting the us before the carts in that sense, right? Because there's a need here. Now I am solving this problem that exists here, right? And also, I think with my experiences, there have been more social impact projects, so we tend to measure success more from a quality standpoint than a quantity standpoint. So it's more of the quality of the impact. For instance, it's working with communities with MLS or perhaps GitHub Campus experts. It's more about the quality of impact of the activities we're having. With Beyond the Classroom, for instance, earlier this year, we had a full-blown pivot session where we're like, okay, are we really a storytelling project or we are an impactful project? So focusing more on impact. So it's this need exists, then you feel the need, as opposed to, okay, you want to tell stories. Like when you think more about, okay, people have seen X and Y person do this, would they like to know the person's stories to get inspired? You think about the need first. Thereafter, you then try to solve the need you've enumerated. So I think just thinking about the need first, then the problem afterwards. The need first, then the products afterwards.
Yeah, okay, no, before you pass, like, are there like examples of ed tech or ed solutions that are like currently hosted on the blockchain? So yeah.
To be fair, not that I know. I'm not sure.
So it definitely means that there's sort of like a gap around there as well. Because I think I was talking with somebody, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, about ed tech on the blockchain.
Right, sir.
Because for me, like few years ago, I was mainly SDG 4, that's quality education.
Yeah.
You know, and where there's one of my friends that is still championing that today. I think he's currently hosting a teaching festival stuff. And they were talking about, okay, how do we use technology? How do we do this and that? And then coming to the aspect of the blockchain, because one of the primary, utilities of the blockchain is funding. But there's more. There's more to that, and there can be more to that. So, for example, if I'm looking at Web3 for good, JCI I can see JCI's backdrop or stand at the back there. So it's something that maybe the members there can begin to look at, tapping into the blockchain, for example, to provide solutions. So it's not, when we say blockchain, it's not too holistic. Everything has units. So you look at level of unitization, and unitization starts from just simple problems. Or if I want to pay my dues, can members that have Bitcoin, or can members that have stable coins pay their dues through stable coin? You throw out the most acceptable level of utility that now begins to draw people into the idea of what a blockchain is, or what the blockchain is. Because if we take a very good look, if we say Web3 for good, you cannot rule out orphanages, you cannot rule out donations, and all of those stuff. So we need to begin to think and look in that perspective or in that direction. Now, before we go to the ecosystems aspect of Web3, our one main problem, is adoption or adaptability. So I don't even know where to classify, some of our demograph. We have early adopters, we also have the laggards and all of that. But first, we are facing ethical or moral barricades, even when it comes to the blockchain. Until just recently, when the fully now came out, the government came out with the futures and said, oh, crypto is longer illegal. And then Roku went to do one very big, big banner and put on the road before they will not even try it. You get? So it's just a level of admonishment. So if you are doing this around food, for you to know, all DeSci projects or decentralized science projects are Web3 for good projects. For example, Cerebrum DAO that is solving brain health problems is a Web3 for good project. There's Spine DAO that is fixing the spine, making you walk again. There are a host of projects, even from the Gitcoin GG21 that we were stewards on. There were a lot. There was even Refi Lagos. There were some Nigerian, organizations that applied and got the funding. So it is not just enough for you to worry about the level or the weight of what you are trying to do. Is to begin to look at it from the level of units, simple problems, easy, adaptable solutions. So think about your next project. If it's book you want to go and share, you can ask people, get people that would share, donate, even start from funding first and utilize some of these or simple tools, that are like working on the blockchain. Maybe for that, use test tokens and all of that to, test them out with our school children. So now we're approaching towards the end of the,
I wanted to say something.
Okay.
It's very important for us to notice. Success of your product is not dependent on the complexity of your product.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are saying, I'm building a product that has 200 features, a person that is building one feature might beat your product. Someone selling plantain chips on the road will sell more than you if your product is not solving a problem. So it's not about, very important, we are always saying build locally to grow globally. So it's very important that you look at a problem, a local problem, and try to scale it. Scale it in what sense? Attack the thing that is your neighbor is facing. You are saying, okay, your friend comes to meet you that, oh, I have this particular issue. Try to solve that problem. Then in the longer run, you can now scale it globally. If you solve that one problem, it can be a means. And products are not built like, you cannot just say, I build one product. There's constant iteration. It's the way Google was 20 years ago is not the same way Google is now. The way your iPhone was, no button on my iPhone now. So there's constant iteration. Before you add your 200 features and you put it out once, let your products revolve around a particular problem. And it helps you even when scaling to identify and not go astray that, and start building things that are not initially aligned with the vision of your product. Sorry, I'll just add that.
All right, thank you very much. So please don't lock in and build rubbish. You go and lock in silence. After 6 months, you now come out. The world has left the technology you are building. So let's go to the ecosystems, and talk about, based off your experience, what are the generic problems that you have seen that people have attempted to solve, or the generic problems that you believe that people are overlooking that they are not solving?
Generic. Okay. That word specific or unique to us or to a location?
No, we can start to you, to the organization.
Okay. Just like I said, what we are doing is we are growing the on-chain builder economy. So to break it down, that word on-chain means blockchain. So there are a couple of words that we are mixing here, but I don't know whether it's clear to everyone. Like we are interchanging Web3 with blockchain, right? When you talk about blockchain, you're talking about a ledger. When you're talking about Web3, you're talking about, the broader scope of the internet being decentralized. Blockchain came in through Bitcoin, Ethereum adopted, cloned it, brought out Web3, right? So blockchain, Web3, depends on the context of where you want to use it. You can actually use it, but it's similar, right? You can use it. So generic problem within the African system, I think if you check the rating, right, I think around last year or last 2 years, Stack Overflow usually publishes developer metrics across the continent, across the globe. And then they will tell you which region is contributing more or contributing less. So I think Africa is around 5%. So now, if you check that 5% around, now when you compare India, right, the likes of countries like India, India is a country, it's not a continent, it's Asia. Now compare India, China, and the rest of them. So when you bring Africa into that scope, where do we fall in actually? We are nowhere, right? So one is the skill gap. We have people who are doing amazing stuff, right? But now, whenever they are doing it, they are being outsourced. You see them flying out. That's also a problem. What do they call it? I think it's capital flight, right? Is it capital flight? Brain drain. Okay. Brain drain. You see them moving over to those areas because they have better infrastructure to support these guys. Elon Musk was in South Africa, right?
Yeah.
What is he doing in the US?
Launching rockets.
Thank you. So basically, for me, I think one is bridging that gap, bringing more organizations into the blockchain system. You know, we have the likes of MTF. Those organizations don't know what the blockchain is or what Web3 is. So we also have to educate them. So part of educating them is also bridging that skill gap, right? So Mr. Ayo talked about a lot about education. I think core focus in the African region is educating people, making them understand what needs to be built, right? Sustainable. I think some of my panelists, right? They also spoke about products. They spoke about usability, which is the core structure when you are building. If you don't have anybody using your product, I don't know, you're actually building for yourself or for your family members, right? So for me, is the skill gap. Now you can talk about funding as well, right? Do we have enough people funding what is going on chain, right? So the skill gap to the funding to improving the nature of the projects that we have and also using it to solve local problems. I think that's what will help us. And I think that's my own take.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so I think it will be the same questions. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So for me, I would say that one of the most overlooked parts.
The mic is far from you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so I think one of the questions you asked was what part is being overlooked?
Yes,
right?
overlooked, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the things that I feel like is being overlooked in Web3 generally is the less technical aspect of it. And I think many people here are very well versed with that. We do not see people thinking they can bring their fashion idea into blockchain. We don't see people saying, perfect, but it's not popular. It's not something that is very pronounced. I don't know who was talking about it. I was saying maybe you can be a musician on chain and all that. And we do not see that. It's not popular because the way Web3 has been designed and the way it's been, reflected to people is that Web3 is all about the technical part. If you don't do airdrops, if you don't know all those big words, DeFi, I'm into this. And it's more than that. We have people that you can, as a fashionista, I'm so sorry I'm talking about fashion, but I'm a girl, so please. So as a fashionista, I feel like you can solve problems of authenticity. You can solve problems of people, plagiarizing your ideas. We have so many stories like that online. We have so many stories of plagiarism. We have so many stories of, the less technical part of Web3 that people often overlook. And that's why I started building storytelling in Web3 with them, because my plan is to, look deeply into the creator's economy. What are those normal things that you can bring on chain? How can the woman that is selling bread at the streets be affected by what you're doing there on chain? So I think one of the most important aspects that is being overlooked and people do not often go towards, because if you are building now, if we ask all the builders here, what are you building? Is it that you are building a wallet or you are building, something finance related? And we are not looking at other aspects that we can bring on chain. And that's one of the reasons I appreciate what is going on in Lisk, We have Socasm. Socasm is it's like a betting or speculative platform where you can just come and predict. It's like a predictive market where you can just come and then predict what is going to happen. You know, things like that. Solutions like CoinSafe. We have CoinSafe also. I'm so sorry I'm talking about Lisk and well, I represent Lisk, so I have to talk about them. So we have CoinSafe. CoinSafe is like piggy vest. This piggy vest that you have where you save. Yeah, you can come on chain and save. You can do all that. But we often just focus on the technical aspect. We like all those big ambiguous words. And that's what I feel like is being overlooked. We overlook the aspects where things are less technical. We do not want to bring it on chain. If what you're building is not one big DeFi solution, then people are not expecting that you should bring it on chain. Thank you.
Yes. So like she said, round of applause, please. So like she said, she mentioned something in chemistry that is called byproduct. So you are on the path to creating, let's say, or to burning glucose. And in the process, you have water. You get. So, so you have water. Now, she talked about fashion. You see that Vicky James clothes that she created for Priscilla Ojo? They started sewing it. So now what if Vicky James created that masterpiece and turned it maybe into an NFT and say, okay, only tailors that buy this NFT worth $1,500 will be able to recreate this, you know, patenting, intellectual property. When we're coming, I saw a group of people, you know, carrying banner of intellectual property day. They're supposed to be inside this hall. I don't know, where are they? We're apart. I saw all of them carrying banner. But someone has recreated Vicky James' wedding dress. You know, and then when you are trying to solve a problem, so I feel one possible limitation is that you may feel that your idea is not blockchain enough. And what interests investors or VCs are not just mere ideas or just simple ideas. They are like ideas that are tangible, ideas that the world is looking at. Now, for example, there's a blockchain organization that started creating clothes from hemp, Indian hemp. From the one that you, okay, not you, that they used to roll and grind. You get. Somebody is making clothes from it. It's something a Web2 company can do. You get. But no I'm not sure any Web2 company has really done that. But now in Web3, it was a researcher actually. So the organization went to look for those people. So now, a Web3 investor would hear, wow, you are creating clothes from Indian hemp. They want to put all their money into it because it has sort of like a USP or so, like resale value, like, I'm wearing hemp. So you can prove to the government that this thing is not bad though. We can actually use to create clothes and fashion and all of that. So some other project could be, oh, you are doing recycling, but you are solving climate or environmental problems. Those are like, I would say, the byproduct or the unique selling proposition of that idea that can now be applied on the blockchain. So maybe your distributors or your suppliers are signing smart contracts. Oh, donated 75 tons of plastics. It's on the blockchain. So you can show an investor that, oh, these are like some of the records or and stuff. And other things around blockchain, like across plagiarism, is immutability. So the blockchain saves you from people stealing your idea. So we're about rounding up, but one of our panelists has to leave. So please, Salim will be going beyond the classroom again. So please, a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me, everyone.
All right, thank you. So we have, I think, 2 questions. We have 3 questions. But this first question that is asking, how can I earn without necessarily being a founder or product creator, based on the fact that you have basic skills in UI design, digital marketing, and you're tech savvy? That question is not necessarily meant for this panel. That's why there are amazing communities like Web3, Unilag. So please, and MGX as well. So please see the president of Web3 Unilag to get the answer to your question. All right, for the person that asked about working, seeing the space as only for founders and creators. So please see the president of Web3 Unilag for an ecosystem support on how to navigate that. Or you could as well meet any of the panelists. Your helper may be seated in front. All right. So someone is asking the person from LISC, DEMS, that if I do have an ideal project but need a technical team to create a scalable app, do you provide that together with funding? That's 2 in 1. That's a lot. Wow, I like to answer.
Okay, all right. So the way LISC works, you do not have to be a builder, right? You do not have to be the developer or the one doing the code and all that. Once you have something that works, a project that works, a product that works, you can reach out to me or there's a developer, Karika, say hi. Yeah, so you can reach out and then we can have further conversation. But concerning funding, LISC runs an incubation program whereby they, with AYA, and we also do it with Civil Labs. We've closed both AYA and Civil Labs. Civil Labs closed yesterday. And this is, the incubation program is basically you apply and then you bring in your idea, whatsoever it is you're building, and if you are accepted into the program, you're going to be shipped off to probably Kenya or wherever yeah. So you're going to be shipped off and then, not shipped off as if they are carrying you away, but you get the point. So you would be with builders for weeks and then you would be taught on everything you need to know about your project, the building aspect and then the funding aspects and then the business aspects. So because many of us, we just build, we do not know the business behind building. And that's one of the things that AYA does. AYA they would bombard your head with questions and you would sit back to reflect, okay, this thing that I'm building, how can it scale? So for the funding, if what you're building is what works, yeah, meet Ekarika or Hi and let's talk about it after the event. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. And the final question is, can blockchain solve the chargeback problem that we have in the traditional banking sector? That question is to CoboX. So I don't know. I've not heard about chargeback or blockchain finance. Sir, have you heard about chargeback? Is it, if you're in the audience, is it about the fees that we're paying? Yeah? Just a yes or no. Okay.
My question is if the errors that we do have anytime we're making transactions, like if I send
So reversal of like errors,
something like reversal or something.
And blockchain solve that.
Yeah. Or maybe
you see, if the transaction went, what's the law? If the transaction goes through, that's gone. I know you, but what blockchain can solve are probably transaction fees, reduction in transaction fees, then cross-border payments, and other solutions. But chargeback, the issue with chargeback is the layers. Now, I'm sure you know blockchain, immutability of the blockchain is one of the major things that won't allow. But in the normal financial sector, there are layers before the money reaches that specific bank account. So there is a intermediary layer
there is a organization that controls that intermediary layer. So if there is a problem, that's why OPay can refund you, can request ID with the bank. But the immutability of blockchain won't allow for reversal of transactions. Probably you mistakenly sent $200 to somebody and you want to get it back.
I laugh.
But reversal. But I know on Explorer now you can message the person. You can message the person. Yeah, it's open now, so you can see their wallet address and even send the message to the wallet address on Explorer. Yeah.
I believe definitely one day we'll get to where we can reverse. We will get to where we can, but I don't think it's even possible. We can try, reversals, because the people that actually link these bank transactions are called networkers. So they can query the people. These days, you don't even need to start disturbing the bank that you sent it to. You just tell your bank, and they query the people that are like the intermediaries and get your money back. But for blockchain, no, the worst thing is that if your transaction fails, you get your refund. That one is normal. But for that one that you're asking for, that one is big for now. Maybe in the future, something will happen. But it's just important for you to know that there are also like the legal aspect of Web3. They actually probe fraud, scams. I think Cleros is one. So if you are like conversant with like blockchain news, you see that they probed some companies, like people that are pool projects, they are now like taking them to court. So those ones, at least we're even getting to those particular points. Maybe someone should go look at the Wisu CBEX. So yes, after. Okay, round up. All right, so I think we have come to the end of this panel discussion. So I want to say thank you to my panelists for doing this. And please note that it doesn't just end on the panel. You can keep asking questions, join a community like Web3 Unilag. You're not just there to follow or like, you ask questions and get support. Join communities, Web3 communities, and utilize them to the fullest. All right, so thank you very much. And this is us signing. I think we'll just take a group picture here, and then we go on to the next segment of the event. Photographer. And then President can join us. Oh, here. Salim. Are you sure? Salim, are you here? Okay.
Please a round of applause for our amazing speakers, Leaks and Scots. Okay, cool. We do have one more amazing speakers, or I say team, a project that will be coming up to share one or two about their project and what they are doing. And the amazing thing about this project is that they have a lot of giveaways and meshes for us here. I think you guys have been amazing through the technical sessions and the panel sessions. So please give yourselves a round of applause, please. You can do better. You can do better. If you know there was a time where you like dozed off here and I say clap and you know clap now, I'll expose you. I've been watching you all. So please, a round of applause for yourself again. Again. I know you. Okay, please, is the Stella, are you guys around? Stella? Okay, Stella is around. Give me a minute. Wait. Okay. Okay. He needs no introduction, but I'll introduce him anyway. Please, with a round of applause, can we welcome Timothy Rouvier? And yes, that's his handle. Please make sure you are following our speakers. Every speaker that comes here, please make sure you follow him. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Oh, yeah. I know most people might be tired and hungry. Even I'm hungry, so yeah. I hope there's food at the end. But yeah, like you said, my name is Timothy, co-contributor at Stellar West Africa program.
Let's go.
Co-creator of CM First Africa is a festival for people who build communities in Africa. Co-creator of Community Lead Africa is a community for community managers in Africa. Then, yeah, host of Not in African podcast. Leave that part. It's a podcast that talk about the hottest gist in the tech ecosystem. So there's some things there. Yeah, next slide, please. I'm not going into another podcast, please. Yeah, so my conversation today is centered around the Stellar ecosystem and opportunities in the Stellar ecosystem. I think from the beginning of this session, we heard about what's Web3, the blockchain for public good, and so on and so forth. My own conversation is around how can you then use, the Stellar ecosystem to build for good. Also, how can you then use the Stellar ecosystem to earn for yourself? What again the Stellar ecosystem is all about, the various opportunities in the ecosystem, who can be involved in the ecosystem. Must I be a dev? Can the creative be involved? So yeah, basically that's what my conversation today is all about. And I'll make sure to be done in 5 minutes. Let's do it. This is 2:41. I'll be done in 5 minutes. So yeah, next please. Next. So yeah, so before we dive into the Stellar ecosystem and also what the ecosystem is all about, I think we want to make sure that we understand what is Stellar, right? Again, you might feel like Stellar might be Stellar. Stellar might be a lady. Nah, Stellar is an open source blockchain technology built basically for cross-border payments, moving money from one particular region to another particular region. Let's say, for example, you want to be able to to send USD, like you want to move money from US to Nigeria. And again, if you're using the traditional way of doing things, you might spend roughly around 49 to 50 USD for that transfer. So what we are doing at Stellar is basically having that infrastructure that enables people to be able to move money, do cross-border payments. So again, you could definitely build on top of the technology to enable people to move money from any region. We are just creating that enabling environment, that design infrastructure to enable you to do that. Next. Thank you. Next. Yeah, again, I was saying, designed to create equitable access to global financial system. So if you use an example whereby you maybe have an e-commerce store that you are selling sneakers, selling t-shirts, and you want to be able to receive money from anybody from any part of the world. So let's say if you are using the traditional way of moving money off or selling, but everything is restricted to taking payments in Naira, right? Let's say at most USD if you are using some financial network to do that, some Web2 system to do that. But we're still likely able to receive money from any part of the world and move that money from, let's say you're receiving Kuwait dinar, right? Moving it to Naira and moving it into your bank account or getting it as cash. So basically enabling that system for you to move digital assets to fiat back to digital assets with the lowest form of fees possible. You could see for it. Yeah, basically we provide the infrastructure for devs. So let's say, for example, you are not at the end core of things. You are not the user, right? You are a dev or you are a builder. we give that infrastructure for you to go back, issue assets. Let's say, for example, you want to be able to like issue personal assets for your e-commerce store. Let's say you own a store and you are saying, if you're able to buy XYZ amount of goods on my store, we'll be able to give you XYZ of our currency, which is convertible for you to maybe get it on the store. So basically, be able to like issue assets, build various applications on our ecosystem, and also deploy decentralized financial protocol. So basically,
this guy drive with family members.
So basically, we just
don't be going. Have you handled the game conference now? Please handle it. I'm overwhelmed. My president now 20 people. Mascots come now. Only mascots now 20 people.
So if mascots come, your remaining members don't come. Now me bring mascots, not you.
No,
No claim mascots.
me bring mascots.
No claim mascots.
Oh yeah, I say na me bring mascots.
No claim am. I'm my own cosmate.
Oh yeah, Karen and JCI member. Oh yeah. I say I'll count 20 for you now. I guess I'll count 20 for you. Karen and Yola. I know in JCI member.
He's supposed to bring in consistency.
I'm that.
Who you bring?
Maybe the president just left.
And my customers now me bring that one, like claim that one.
Okay.
You know the part of the consistency.
Give me I say count they do.
They count down.
Aguda. I'm that. Sheung.
Yeah, I highlighted 4 various ways people to like one, check. So basically, we have a grant program that's divided into 2. It's about it. Now basically just about idea. So let's say for example, we have an idea of building an application. Maybe that solves a particular challenge in Nigeria, in Unilag, in Africa. And just the idea alone, right? So you don't apply with just the idea. I'm a part of wow, I'm a celebrity. That's changing my mind. So yeah, we're part of some other idea. I'm part of like a 5 days bootcamp thing that will refine the idea into something that's presentable, something that works in the market. So we usually give the top 10 teams $15,000 each to pursue that idea, and the rest teams, the next 11 to 28 teams, up to $10,000 to refine and build on that idea. I think that's currently open now. We just closed the last one. Then we have the SAF grant, which is basically for people who are building applications. Let's say, for example, you're already building on a different chain and you want to integrate it to the Stellar blockchain. We offer up to $150,000 worth of grants. Or if you are also want to start building, but you don't want to pass through the SAF grant, you don't want to pass through the Kickstart program. You already understand what you want to build, you already understand the market you want to serve. You just need that particular money to kickstart what you're building. Could definitely go through the SF grants. Then again, we have the bug bounty program. People who are able to cash any bug on our system. And to also flexible, for example, you figure out that there's a particular issue when it comes to compile, when it comes to issuing assets, when it comes to off-ramp and stuff like that. We offer bounty, the bounty program. We could definitely go try it out. We also have a doc where technical writers go to contribute and say, can you do this in quarterly or kind of periodically, not really feasible, whereby we usually put out, you go to our documentation and see if there's something that is missing, I'd love to add to it. And we definitely give, cash for that. Then again, I just thought since it's a campus focused something, adding the academic and research grants definitely makes sense. For people who want to research and think around how can we bring more people, like usually what you use in Nigeria, banking their own bank. But yeah, how can we definitely get people together when it comes to financial inclusion, getting everyone in a place whereby they could be able to receive and move money wherever they are across the world. So yeah, offering up like 150,000 in grants. Then finally, we have community hackathons, events. So basically, if you are part of the ecosystem, we are definitely doing hackathon across various regions in Africa, which we want to participate from writing to design to development. Hackathon is kind of broad, so anyone is welcome in, either be a creative or a technical person. It is open to everyone. Then also like the community, we usually host events across various locations in Africa, so you might definitely want to check out an event that's happening. Next slide. Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, definitely you have seen SF grant, Kickstart program, academic research, and so on and so forth. How to get involved in Solar Christian. Okay, what was like the best way for me to be involved? What was the best way for me to start? Where is the starting point? Next slide, please. Yeah, scan me. So basically, if you are looking to get started in the Solar ecosystem, from the grant part to being part of the community, to involving in hackathons, bounty programs, knowing, maybe learning about building on top of Stellar, definitely have our YouTube channel for that. We have our Discord for you to join us and meet other people in the ecosystem. We are hosting a conference that's next month, May 31st. Basically, that's the best way for you to even meet the team and also meet other people who are doing stuff in Stellar. So if you definitely scan this code, you will see it's like it will link you to a link tree. You will see various links for you to get started. Can you just go to the next slide? So you definitely see what's behind. So yeah, when you scan, definitely see this stuff for the West Africa conference we are doing next month, May 31st. Join the Discord server. That's where you have access to the bounty program, have access to contribution and talks and anything from it, have access to hackathons, have access to, I'll go back, the community. Then following us on Twitter to keep in touch with what we're doing. Check out us on YouTube to figure out, we have like a cohort course there on how to build on top of Stellar. Then kickstart your blockchain idea and secure fund. For those who are interested in the SCF round. Can everything now go back? Yes. So not thank you, back to scan me. Yes. So they don't use my tweets I made this morning while coming. I said I have swags to give out during my talk and after my talk. So if you just walk to our booth, I think there are few t-shirts, cards and stuff at the booths. And if you definitely follow us on Twitter, made a tweet, you just show them at the booth. It's definitely like a first conference who first of all get to that place could definitely get access to the swag. So can we go to thank you? Let me thank everyone. Now, thank you for listening to my rant. I'm not very sorry I did it for 8 minutes. My bad. Okay, so go back to scan me. So I was told to what you can do to get match. So scan the code, follow us on Twitter, make a post that you are currently at your 3 lag event, talk about your experience for the past 6 morning, and walk over to our booths, show them at the booths, and you could, if the swag still remaining while you get there, definitely pick up swag. Then if you are within Lagos by May 31st, do well to register for the Stellar West Africa Conference, and I hope to see you there.
Let's go. Please, a round of applause for
amazing.
A round of applause for us. What's up?
Advantage of the giveaways that is happening here
it's on you. There's a lot of giveaways that's happened today. This is one of them. Scan this QR code right now. It's not going to take your data, nothing. Just scan it, follow them, and go there. You can also get matches. And we still have I think we have $20 left of giveaway that I haven't given. I know I'm going to give those people I told them that answered the questions about Web3 artists from the full price. Yes, also, if you're a creative and you haven't followed MGS Web3 online, you should. And if you want to follow me personally, I think I should give you my handle. My handle is EKOH360. That's Echo 360. I'm spelling it out. The Echo is not ECHO, EKOH 360, and I'll follow you back. And you get more infos on creatives, opportunities for creatives, and yeah, other stuff. There's also a code here. Please. I don't want anybody living here without the full information and opportunities. It's not just about the item 7. I think outside here you should get stuff. Scan this code so you can actually be on board. You can be an ambassador for Octant. And so please scan this code right now. Can we? Okay, yeah. Why was I stressing myself? Can you imagine? Thanks guys. Okay, scan the code here. Let me shift this one. I've stressed myself on. Yeah, scan the code. It's not going to take you like a minute. Scan the code. Who wants to get a merge? Who wants a merge? You know you want a merge. Can I see your hand? I'm just going to pick randomly. If you know you have been listening all through this event, be sincere. Raise your hand. If you know you have been listening all through every part, not because of merge you go to hellfire. If you know you have been listening all through, let me see your hand. Okay. Yeah, you have been here, right? Yeah. You and you. No, I need a guy. You have been listening all through. I've given one guy. I've given one lady. One lady. You just want to go for hellfire like that. Have you been listening? You have not been listening all through. All through. It's not because you're in front. Have you been listening all through? Okay, you and her, right? Now, another question. If you know you have not been listening all through, raise your hand. You know. Okay, no, let me use percentage. If you know you have listened only 30%, raise your hand. Only 30% that you have listened to throughout this event. You, only 30%. You came late. No, you are not among the people. We are looking for people that came early and have not listened so much. Your hands. If you know you came, okay, you have not been listening. I'm giving you one match for being truthful. You get one match. One match. Come on, be going to your house, King. Come on. Okay. Please hold on. Alpha. Okay, there's also another giveaway from Leaks and the Leaks community. So I'm going to give in the mic to the ambassador. And please just listen more. At times like this, the event it seems like it's no longer, we have come to an end. This is the time you get big giveaways. Oh, yeah?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. So, just a quick one. Like my colleague stated during the panel session, we're always on the lookout for people, builders, creative, who want to come on the space and stuff like that. So, like, as a means to just, encourage you guys and encourage projects that are built on leaks. So one of our products that is built on leaks is Learnway app. I don't know, I think some of you are familiar with the app. It's just a simple app and a beautiful app at that. So this is what we are looking to do. We are looking that, okay, so if you guys can get on the app, just go to Twitter, type Learnway, you see them. You can download their app. Once you download the app, now this is what we are just doing, just to get people to use products, to create visibility for this product. So just download the app and play the Web3 basic game on the app. Yes, just play the Web3 basic game on the app. Then post your score on Twitter, tag Leaks Africa, the account Leaks Africa, tag Learnway, tag Leaks. Then we are going to be picking the top 10 highest score, and we'll just be giving them something small, $5, $10, just something small. So, but the point is, we are going to be picking the top 10 highest score, and we'll be sending them just a token for using the app. So at the end of the day, just go on Twitter, Learnway. You're going to see the app, Learnway. So Learnway. Yes. So go to Twitter, you see Learnway, then you see the link to their app. Yeah. So it's on Play Store. You can download the app. It's a very simple. It's like basic questions. So, like that's what we say. Don't play a game. We just want you to just interact with a product. So that's how when you build. Look at sarcasm. There are times we've had sarcasm. We've had people interact with sarcasm. So that's how we try to create this visibility. She likes putting Satan. Okay. Learnway app. Let her finish it.
Okay, so you have to interact with the app. It's Learnway app. LEARNWAY and then app app. So once you open the account with them, and also, once you're done with the quiz, because the whole point of the quiz is that we are going to be giving the first 10 people to tag List Africa and Learnway app after you've played the game and you've won or whatever you do with it. The first 10 people are going to be given $5, 5 USDT, So the first 10 people are getting 5 USDT. So play the game. I think it's within 10 seconds. Learnway app. Yeah. Yes. Oh, so you have to use the website if it's not working. Yeah, so use the website for Apple. People that are using iPhone, you have to use the website. But if you're using Android, you can just download the app and follow List Africa. So the first 10 people, I'm actually tracking it. So the first 10 people to tag and follow List Africa and to also so you are going to, let me just give the instruction clearly again. So the first step is to download the Learnway app. Learnway, Learn way, and then app. So after you've downloaded the app, the next step is to play a game, yes. To play a quiz, not game, to play a quiz. So, perfect. So play a quiz, and then once you're done with the quiz, I think it takes 10 seconds or so. Once you're done with the quiz, take a screenshot of what you've done, and then talk about it on Twitter that you just played so with Learnway and List Africa. So tag List Africa and tag Learnway, because that's the way we are going to keep track of the people who did it, and that's the way we are going to reward. List, this is it, List, L-I-S-K, List Africa. Learnway app. Yes, and then List Africa. So once you're done, just tag List Africa and learn way up. Talk about how you interacted with the app, and let's just get it going. Do we understand? Hi. Oh, you're done. This guy. I know you. Learn way, Learn way, and up. Learn way, up. Thank you. To an extent. So we are going to track the winners and not just hello, you're not just hashtagging List Africa, you are tagging them, not hashtag. Like hashtag is no longer something that really works on Twitter. Elon Musk has removed it, so yes, you just tag List Africa and follow. And we'll announce the winners once the event is almost over. Thank you very much.
GM. So yeah. So a round of applause for this. I hope you guys they are sharing. How much are they sharing? No, in total. She said for 10 people, I think, right? So she's sharing $50. So yeah, please.